KROC Rochester.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Rochester sports leader proudly welcomes you to coverage of the Rochester Rhinos. Now, let's head to the stadium. Here's the voice of the Rhinos, Joe Giuliano, on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
All right, good afternoon, and welcome to Stade Saputo. I'm Joe Giuliano, and happy Father's Day to everyone listening on Sports Radio 950 ESPN back in Rochester, New York. The pregame show, as usual, is brought to you by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack, and we apologize for the delayed start. At about 11 o'clock this morning at the hotel, we've got word from the Impact that kickoff is pushed back to about 2:27 in order to honor Mauro Biello. We'll talk about that as we go on throughout this afternoon's pregame show. For the Rhinos, this is game number 12 of the 2010 season. Rochester has a 5-3-3 record. The Impact, they're 4-3-3. These two teams match up very well. This is their 11th regular season game. Today's game, of course, taking place at the beautiful Stade Saputo, and a very hot, muggy afternoon for today's 2:30 kickoff. The Impact, as we talked about, will be honoring Mauro Biello with a special tribute to his soccer career. In a pregame ceremony, the club is going to retire his jersey, number 20. The first time in club history that the club will retire a player's jersey. And Mauro Biello spent 1999 with the Rochester Rhinos, a huge part of the Rhinos' run to the U.S. Open Cup about 11 years ago. As far as the two teams are concerned, this is the first game between both teams this season. During training camp, there was one meeting up in Rochester. Montreal came away losing that one 1-0. Tyler Rosenlund scoring the only goal. Thought he would make the trip this evening, but he is back home in Rochester tonight. And Bob Lillard decided to go in a different direction. That game was on March 20th. In the very cold confines of Marina Auto Stadium. Well, for Bob Lilley, a bit of a homecoming. He coached the Montreal Impact in 2002 and 2003. The Rhinos currently with 18 points in the NASL Conference. In their last game, the Rhinos defeated Baltimore 2-1. That was on June the 12th in their last league game, I should say. It was June 12th in Rochester. Isaac Kissy, he had been suffering from a knee injury over the previous 5 games. He scored twice in his USSF second division debut. In Montreal, the Impact, they've dominated the majority of the matches against the Rochester Rhinos. They are 18-3-2. They've outscored Rochester 36-8. But a couple years ago, Rochester changed that trend, picking up a win here in Montreal in the regular season. Long overdue. All right, stick around. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the Rochester Rhinos. That and much more coming up here on the Rhinos pregame show on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Thinking about renovating your current home? Why fix it when you can build a brand new one with Faber Homes? Think Faber first and get everything you want without compromise in as little as 3 months. You'll see a much bigger return on your investment, complete with a 10-year warranty. Visit Faber Homes Models at Berkshire Park in Henrietta, where we're open 7 days a week. Opening soon is Regency Park in Greece, where we'll offer both one-story patio homes as well as two-story residences. Call Bill at 359-4800 or visit favorhomes.com for more information.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller-paid information services such as 900 type numbers, calls to chat lines, and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
Experience it all at the Strath Allen Hotel. Come and enjoy live jazz performances at the Grill Thursday through Saturday. The Grill offers contemporary American cuisine that will satisfy all palates and the largest wine selection in the city. The Grill is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So come and enjoy a fun, exciting, and relaxed atmosphere. The Grill at the Strath Allen Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallen.com.
It's Jeep Days at Canandaigua Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Save big with special pricing and get 0% financing plus $1,000 bonus cash on almost every new 2010 Jeep on our lot. Get the highest trade incentives with a 5-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Plus, receive $500 in Mopar accessories with your new Wrangler.
Canandaigua Chrysler Dodge Jeep.
Save big during Jeep Days. Go to CanandaiguaChrysler.com right now.
And the Rochester Rhinos pregame show continues from Stade Saputo. I'm Joe Giuliano. The Rhinos taking on the Montreal Impact for the first time in 2010. Kickoff, again, pushed back about 27 minutes in order to host the on-field ceremony for Mauro Biello, his number 20 jersey being retired, the first time ever in Montreal history. Well, the Rhinos were off from league play on Tuesday as they took on the Dayton Dutch Lions in the first round of the U.S. Open Cup. 3,127 fans in attendance on Tuesday at Marina Auto Stadium. The Rhinos put the first goal on the board when Aaron Pitchkolan fed Tino Nunez up the center of the field. Nunez took the shot, catching Dayton goalkeeper Oscar Moon off his line. Little chip, found the back of the net to make it 1-0 in the 18th minute. Anthony Hamilton, he then drew a foul in the box in minute number 28. That led to a penalty kick for the Rochester Rhinos. Jamie Franks stepped up and converted on the kick to give Rochester the 2-0 lead, and that's how the game would end. The Rhinos will return to Marina Auto Stadium to face the Pittsburgh Riverhounds on Tuesday, June the 22nd. That is just 2 days away, so not much rest for the Rhinos as they bounce back and forth between league play and U.S. Open Cup play. The game on Tuesday is a 7 p.m. kickoff at Marina Auto Stadium. And season ticket holders, you can use Wild Card B. That's Wild Card B for the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. The winner of that game will advance on June the 29th to play the Columbus Crew from Major League Soccer. That game will be at Crew Stadium. That has been confirmed on the 29th. But Rochester with Montreal to worry about today, and then Pittsburgh to take care of on Tuesday. Rochester and Montreal have had a great rivalry over the years, and the intensity sure gets notched up once the playoffs hit. The Impact has been eliminated by the Rhinos in the playoffs 4 times. 1996, 1998, 2002, and 2003. In 2004, the Impact got the best of their rivals, winning 1-0 in both of the opening round matches. That's a closer look at the Rochester Rhinos. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the home team, the Montreal Impact, as they're hosting the Rochester Rhinos for the first time in 2010 at the beautiful Stade Saputo. I'm Joe Giuliano. Stick around. Much more to come here on the Rhinos pregame show on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Getting more out of life is important, and giving you more is what Nothnagel Realtors is all about, like Nothnagel.com. Whether you're a buyer, seller, or agent, Nothnagel.com is your user-friendly local source for all the listings all the time. More of the things you'd expect from a real estate company, and lots of things you wouldn't.
Get more from your life, your heart, your home.
Go to Nothnagel.com.
The Rochester Rhinos are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at rhinosoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
I was doing nothing. And I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd. And every month, there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here.
Must be 18 to play slot. World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling. Sure, you want to look good, but more important, you want to feel good. The staff at the family-owned World Gym Rochester knows what it takes to get results. World Gym Rochester invites you to experience a different feeling. Satisfaction, accomplishment, elation, health, and happiness. Stop into World Gym Rochester, 1717 East Avenue across from Wegmans, or call 271-0440. World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling.
And the pregame show continues. Joe Giuliano live from Stade Saputo as the Rochester Rhinos making their first trip here to Montreal to take on the arch rival Montreal Impact. The Rhinos, they're 5-3-3. They've got 18 points, and they are currently tied for second with the Tampa Bay Rowdies in the USL Conference. The Rhinos with 18 points. Tampa Bay also with 18 points. And the Austin Aztecs, people were talking about them maybe starting to falter. They have not yet. They are 8-2-3. They've got 27 points, and they top the table in the USL Conference. Today's opponent, the Montreal Impact, playing in the NASL Conference. They are in second place, 1 point ahead of the Carolina Railhawks. Montreal has 15 points. And Vancouver leading the NASL Conference with 20 points right now. Montreal, though, has 2 games in hand. So Vancouver's played 12 games. Montreal only with 10 games played. The Impact, again, are 4-3-3. This is their 11th regular season game against the Rochester Rhinos here at Stade Saputo. Now, the Impact are back in Montreal after playing their last 2 games on the road. They lost 1-0 on June 9th at Minnesota before beating the Tampa Bay Rowdies on June the 12th in Tampa. That was a 2-1 win for the Impact. Now, before that win against Tampa Bay, Montreal was 0-3-3 in their last 6 games. Their last win had come on May 19th, 1-0 at Portland. So they changed their luck on June 12th with a 2-1 win at George Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, Florida. Goalkeeper Matt Jordan has a groin injury. He is out of the lineup this evening. Team captain Nevio Pizzolito has a hip injury, and Stefano Pizzoli is also out with a foot injury. He's missed the last 4 games. This will be 5 now with the foot injury. He is listed as day-to-day. Now, as mentioned earlier, Mauro Biello's jersey is being retired today, the number 20 being taken off the shelf here in Montreal. Biello announced his retirement on November 19th, 2009, ending a 19-year career in professional soccer, including 16 seasons in the Montreal uniform. And again, he played the 1999 season with the Rochester Rhinos, was extremely helpful in Rochester's championship run of the U.S. Open Cup that season. The next 2 matches for Montreal, Saturday, June 26th, the Impact are at Carolina for a 7 p.m. kickoff, and then Wednesday, June 30th, Vancouver visits Stade Saputo for a 7:30 kickoff. So the Impact home for 1, away for 1, and then home for another one. So Montreal looking to get their points and their season well underway as the players approaching midfield before the ceremony for Mauro Biello takes place this afternoon at Stade Saputo. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll look at the World Cup action from this morning. 2 games are in the books, and one, if you're an Italian soccer fan, extremely disappointing. We'll talk about that when we come back. This is the Rochester Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health. Dr. Donald Dudley, certified chiropractic sports practitioner, is the team chiropractor for the Rochester Rhinos. Patients are now being accepted at 90 Erie Canal Drive in Greece in the Canal Ponds Medical Complex. For more information and appointments, call 225-6430 and visit the website at healthsourcechiropractic.com. That's 225-6430. Dr. Donald Dudley and Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi, always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Do you know why
golf is great. It's great because there's no windows, no angry bosses, and no screaming kids. It's great because you can spend less than going to other sporting events and actually play the game. It's all waiting for you at Brockport Golf Club, now open to the public, and it's one of the area's must-play golf courses. Witness an incredible golf experience for seniors Monday through Friday for only $18, and non-seniors only $25 during the week. Brockport Golf Club, bringing the private course experience to a public course at a fraction of the cost. RockportGC.com.
It's Jeep Days at Canandaigua Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Save big with special pricing and get 0% financing plus $1,000 bonus cash on almost every new 2010 Jeep on our lot. Get the highest trade incentives with a 5-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Plus, receive $500 in Mopar accessories with your new Wrangler.
Canandaigua Chrysler Dodge Jeep.
Save big during Jeep Days. Go to CanandaiguaChrysler.com right now.
The pregame festivities have begun here at Stade Saputo. Great video tribute to Mauro Biello as his wife and 2 kids making their way to midfield with Impact owner Joey Saputo. As the number 20 jersey is going to be retired here, the first jersey ever to be retired by the Montreal Impact. And congratulations to Mauro Biello. Although he only spent 1 season with the Rochester Rhinos, it was a memorable one as they won the Open Cup in 1999, and a lot of good memories with Mauro when he was with Rochester. Some good dinners at some of the local Italian establishments, and then Montreal got their house in order after taking 1999 off, and now they have just gone up and up. As in 2012, the Montreal Impact will be joining Major League Soccer. Congratulations to the entire organization as they make the jump up to the highest level of professional soccer in North America. Well, before the break, we talked about World Cup 2010. There was one game early this morning. Paraguay, nice solid victory over Slovakia, 2-0. The one that's breaking my heart, Italy, New Zealand, 1-1 final, as the Italians just cannot find a way to pick up a win here in World Cup 2010. 2:30 kickoff today, Brazil and the Ivory Coast. That's about 15 minutes away. Hopefully we'll have some updates on that one throughout the broadcast on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. And speaking of Italy, goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon is likely out of action for up to 4 months. He has a herniated disc, and the surgery will be put off until after the World Cup finals. Buffon was replaced today by Federico Marchetti for the game against New Zealand. Again, that ended shockingly for any Italian fan at 1-1. Buffon will remain with the squad as he attempts to battle on and play in Italy's World Cup campaign. But the news will really dash any hopes for Juventus, so I think we're looking to cash in on the 32-year-old goalkeeper this summer, but he's going to miss much of the first half of the Serie A season, so we'll see if there's any takers after this pretty serious injury for Gianluigi Buffon. We'll see how that shakes out in Italy and with Juventus. England striker Wayne Rooney apologized yesterday to English fans after criticizing them for jeering the team following the 0-0 World Cup tie with Algeria. And Don Fabio Capello, could be out of a job sooner rather than later. Rooney shouted into a TV camera as he left the field in Cape Town on Friday, and this is a quote, "It's nice to see your own fans booing you," end quote. The Manchester United forward blamed his comments on his frustration at England's second straight draw in South Africa World Cup 2010. Nicolas Anelka and the French national team, absolute disaster as they actually walked off the pitch today during training in response to Nicolas Anelka being kicked off the World Cup squad after assaulting coach Raymond Domenech and refusing to apologize. That is the word from the French Football Federation. The Chelsea striker reportedly made obscene comments to Domenech at halftime during the 2-0 loss to Mexico on Thursday, then refusing to apologize when he was asked to do so by the French Football Federation president. Very selfish, Nicolas Anelka, and not surprised at all that Anelka finds himself in hot water once again. He has a history of finding himself in a situation that really could have been avoided with a little more grace and class, but the French national team really in disarray right now at World Cup 2010. You may have heard that huge round of applause from the fans. Mauro Biello made his way down to midfield and the ceremony once again taking place. Is Joey Saputo presenting Morrow's wife with a nice bouquet of flowers, and the number 20 jersey again being retired. Congratulations to Mauro Biello and his 19-year professional soccer career. All right, we'll take a short break. When we come back, kickoff is just moments away as it's pushed back due to the ceremony here at Stade Saputo. Rochester, Montreal, they're going to meet for the first time in 2010. The Rhinos are 5-3-3 with 18 points. Montreal 4-3-3, 15 points, 8 goals for and 9 against. When was the last time you saw that from the Montreal Impact? There's normally that GA goals against is extremely low as the jersey being retired here and the beautiful ceremony at Stade Saputo. All right, stick around. Much more to come here on the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
The Connolly Printing Company is a proud supporter of the Rochester Rhinos. Just like the Rhinos, we at Connolly Printing continue to strive for excellence. We've been serving Rochester for over 100 years, and our goal is meeting today's sophisticated printing demands head-on. Connolly Printing's technology in computer graphics, press room, and bindery equipment, as well as our employees' expertise, will guarantee you're a loyal, satisfied customer well into our future, turning your printing nightmares into creative dreams. Connolly Printing, 426-4150.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Harrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's hidden jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor track, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Harrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Harrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
Are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 4x4-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at RhinoSoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Why is Patrick Buick the new class of world class? Because this state-of-the-art facility is built from the ground up with you in mind. Patrick Buick guarantees the very best sales experience with no pressure and simplified pricing. Patrick Buicks are stunning. And now Patrick introduces the fresh new 2011 Buick Regal. At Patrick, we want you to love your new car. That's why we want you to be our next Buick customer. Patrick.
Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, providing website hosting and support services to the Rochester Rhinos for 10 years. If you need a website, trust who the Rhinos trust. Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, online at spinningwebs.com. Spinning Webs can also debug your personal computer, cleaning up viruses and malicious software that slow it down or cause it to crash. Let Spinning Webs take a look. Rhinos fans visit RochesterSportsFan.com to discuss the Rhinos and all other sports. RochesterSportsFan.com, because there's more than just one game in this town.
When I was younger, it was easy to find a match for me.
Why do you Cupid?
If it was this easy forever,
Cupid.com.
I wouldn't be in the situation that I am in today.
Millions of people are joining Cupid.com to find their special someone. Why do you Cupid?
I never thought I would try a dating website, but all my friends were doing it.
Cupid.com.
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 So I signed up at Cupid.com, and my first date went great.
That's what I like about Cupid.com. It was free. It matched me with people in my area.
Why do you Cupid?
I knew exactly what I was in for, and he was just as great as he seemed online.
Not people. A person in my area. Christine.
And he was local. He lived close by.
Cupid.com.
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 Looking to meet someone?
I don't know if Cupid's arrow can fly from the internet into my heart or into somebody else's heart, but it seems to have happened.
And actually, I'm seeing him again next week.
Why not rely on Cupid, the original matchmaker?
I Cupid to find Mr. Right, not Mr. Right now.
Let him help you at Cupid.com. Why do you Cupid?
The Rochester Rhinos are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 4x4-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at RhinoSoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And the pregame festivities have wrapped up here at Stade Saputo in Montreal. Mauro Biela's number 20 is retired. The Canadian national anthem just about to wrap up. And Rochester, game number 12, their first visit to Montreal here in 2010. Good afternoon. I'm Joe Giuliano. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers listening out there on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. And Dad, Giorgio Giuliano, if you're listening, happy Father's Day. And got to thank you. You're the one who got me into this whole soccer thing when I could walk. So thanks for happy Father's Day to my father and all the fathers out there listening on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. All right, let's look at the starting lineup first for the Montreal Impact. Starting in the back, it'll be Jukanovic in goal. From right to left, the back four, Philippe Billy, Abubu, Leduc, and Giroux on the left side. Defensive midfielder will be David Testo. The attacking midfielder will be Philippe Soares. On the left side, the usual Leonardo Di Lorenzo. Attacking on the right will be Tony Donatelli, and the two forwards for Montreal, Byers and Brown. The Impact, of course, coached by Mark Dos Santos, currently in the 8th head coach in Montreal history. Montreal, again, the 2009 USL champions. They defeated Vancouver in last year's championship series. For the Rochester Rhinos, another 4-4-2, so it's going to be 4-4-2. The diamond formations going head-to-head. Scott Vallow gets his start in goal. This will be his 8th appearance of the season. The back four, the usual, from the right to left, Sanfilippo, Roberts and Pitchkolan, the central defenders, and Greenfield on the left side. The holding midfielder, the defensive midfielder, is Alfonso Montegalvan. Spicer ahead of him in the diamond, Rich Costanzo and Jamie Franks on the flanks for the Rochester Rhinos today. And up top, Hoxie and Kissy. And in that last game for the Rhinos, in their last league game against Baltimore, a 2-1 win. And it was a great performance from Kissy with 2 goals, Hoxie with 2 assists. We'll see if those two forwards can continue the setup here this afternoon in Montreal. Rhinos are, of course, coached by Bob Lilly, who was the head man in charge in Montreal when they played at Claude Robillard Stadium back in 2002 and 2003. Your officials for this beautiful afternoon in Montreal: the man in the middle, John Oliva. Assistant referees are Marie Charbonneau and Michael Lambert. And your fourth official is Oscar Mitchell Carvalho. That is going to set the table for you. The festivities are taken care of. It's the Rhinos and the Impact for the first time in 2010 regular season. These two teams met again in March. That was in Rochester. The Rhinos picked up a 1-0 preseason victory. Rosalind with the goal. And speaking of Rosalind, he is not on the trip for the Rhinos. Subs available for Bob Lilly: backup keeper Neil Kitson, Tyler Bellamy, Anthony Hamilton, TJ Gore, Max Ferdinand, Kennel Versailles, the new signing, and Tino Nunez. Subs available for Mark Dos Santos, Andre Badescu, the backup goalkeeper, Simon Gatti, Reda Aguram, Eddie Sabrango, Rocco Placentino, Tyler Hemming, and Adam Braz. Montreal going to set up for a little team picture here. There's the official, John Oliva, ready to get us underway. If you're just tuning in, you thought we'd be about 30 minutes into the game. We apologize, because there was a pregame ceremony honoring Mauro Biela, retiring his number 20 jersey, and the Rhinos really showed some quiet during that ceremony as well. Bob Lilly was asked to come out to midfield, and the Rhinos presented a plaque to Mauro Biela for his excellent services in 1999 with the Rochester Rhinos. So good stuff today, and a gorgeous day for soccer at Stade Saputo. Montreal will be wearing the blue jerseys, the white shorts and blue socks. Attacking the goals to our left, the Rhinos with the traditional black and white striped jerseys, black shorts and white socks. Looking to put some in the goal to my right. And balls being knocked around, players staying loose. Rochester is 5-3-3. Montreal is 4-3-3. And I think John Oliva is ready to go here. Now the Rhinos are going to huddle up. As they came out a little after 2 o'clock, had to wait about 20 minutes for the ceremony to take place at midfield. So I was waiting for Montreal to huddle and team photo, and now they're going to return the favor, as there's always been a bit of gamesmanship between these two teams, whether it's been at Frontier Field, Marina Auto Stadium, Claude Robillard, or the new Stade Saputo. Rochester 4-4-2, the traditional back four. Scott Vallow, he's apparently won the starting job back from rookie Neil Kitson. And the Rhinos will have the kickoff. Again, attacking the goal to our right, Kissy. What a debut he had, 2 goals. 5 games played, mostly off the bench, but in his first start, returning the favor to Bob Lilly with 2 goals. All right, we're ready to get underway here in Montreal. Kissy and Hoxie get us underway. Hoxie lays it back to Aaron Pitchkolan, his central defender. He'll take a look up. Try a little chip forward. It's over Hoxie's head. Giroux's got some time to take a look here. Spin and turn. He'll send one back up over midfield. Monta Galvan, his header. Off of Soares. Now Soares. Byers. Hit at midfield on the near side. Giroux cutting inside. Back to Byers. There's Roberto Brown. Quick one touch to Philippe Soares. Switching it now to the far side. Donatelli. Cuts it back to his left foot. Gets a low cross top of the 18. Roberts clears it away for the Rhino. Spicer. Nice little neat touch. Gets it to Greenfield, but his clearance very poor. Easily taken by the holding midfielder David Testo. And they're going to go all the way back to Jukanovic, the 27-year-old. His 6th appearance of the season. 3 goals against with a 0.60 goals against average. In replacement of Matt Jordan, who's down with a groin injury. His kick gets up over midfield. Spicer gets there before Di Lorenzo. Good touch by Franks now to Sanfilippo. He's going to work hard on this right flank today. Plays it back to Jamie Franks. There's Monta Galvan. Still playing in the middle of the field. 1-2 with Franks. That's a heavy touch. And Monta Galvan tries to win it. The Byers tries to take possession away, and Franks takes his heavy touch away. And possession now for Reynolds captain Frankie Sanfilippo. There's Pitchkolan. Played 68 games with Dallas in Major League Soccer. He's partnering up with Troy Roberts, middle of the field. We'll go off to Jonathan Greenfield, who really envisioned his time in Rochester as a central midfielder, but the need calls for a left back, and he's made the transition very nicely. He's got the ball now. Middle of the field for Pitchkolan. He's got some time and space. Plays it on the ground. That's a bad giveaway. Di Lorenzo almost coming away with it for Montreal. He can't keep possession. There's Pitchkolan. We saw him do the same thing in the Open Cup game, where he had acres of space and then just started picking forwards up the field. Nunez scored a goal off one of his passes. Sanfilippo's pass into space for Franks. He was checking back. It'll be a goal kick for the Impact. Montreal coming off a 2-1 win at Tampa Bay. Byers and Brown, the forwards who started today, got the goals for Montreal. 4 yellow cards for the Impact in that game as well. A couple guys who pick up one more yellow card will be sitting out a game. Braz, and there's one more. Soares, both on 4 right now. There's a foul called in the Montreal half of the field. And it's Kissy sent down early. We're in the 3rd minute and no score. Montreal, Rhino's first visit to Stade Saputo in 2010. Greenfield will take this one from the far side. Soares fronting the ball for Montreal. Referee John Oliva backing him up. With some options in the box, Pitchkolan and Hoxie. Some big targets. There's the service. Pitchkolan gets the head on it, finds the back of the net. The Rhinos have scored early here at Stade Saputo in the 4th minute. We talked about the big options up front. And Aaron Pitchkolan gives Rochester a 1-0 lead, his 2nd goal of the season. Beautiful service from Jonathan Greenfield. That coming off a free kick for Pitchkolan. 2nd goal of the year. Greenfield, his 1st point of the season. Gets a beautiful service with the right foot from the far side. And Pitchkolan, a hard target to miss. Wide open inside the 18. Off the top of his head. Jakanik diving to his left. Can't get a piece of it. The Rhinos have a 1-0 lead. Foul called on the restart. Quickly taken by the Impact. Near side, Giroux in front of his own bench. Frank's applying some pressure. Giroux now back to the far side of the field for Leduc. Donatelli checking back. Leaves the ball. Lays it off for Leduc once again. Montreal coming into today's game 9 goals against, 8-4. Now it's 8-10. Here's Byers with some speed, cutting the corner, looking for Roberto Brown. Can't get his head on it. DiLorenzo outside the 18. Chip back into the box, and Roberto Brown's header ends up in the arms of Scott Vallow. The Impact immediately responding here in the 6th minute. Roberto Brown, the international from Panama. Good effort there. DiLorenzo, a good service from the Argentinian. Here's Greenfield. Montegalvan. The Rhinos have scored on a restart. That's one of the Achilles heels for the Rhinos this season. They've given up a lot of goals off corner kicks or free kicks. Now they're starting to turn the tables. Here's Soares. Double teamed by Kissy and Montegalvan. He's got to go back with it. Chip in the middle of the field for Abubu. Giroux. Quick one touch. Soares. Gets it to Testo. Testo with the captain's armband for Leonardo DiLorenzo. Leduc. That's off the mark. He's going to have to chase that one down just a bit. Philippe Billy to Donatelli. He's got some time at midfield on the far side. Roberto Brown checking. He's got space now for Testo. Near side overlapping is Giroux. Testo gets it to him. Sanfilippo comes in with the patented slide tackle. Wins the ball for the Rhinos and knocks it off Giroux. Frankie Sanfilippo, the Rhinos team captain, after spending 2009 with Charleston. 29 games played, 2 goals. And actually, one of Sanfilippo's goals came in, against the Rochester Rhinos. Hoxie. Can't get to the ball. Here's Costanzo's first touch. Going straight at the Montreal defense. Good ball on the near flank for Kissy. Kissy tries a right-footed cross. He's got to do better there. Comes off the side of his foot and goes up behind the goal. 7th minute, the Rhinos with a 1-0 lead. There's Mark Dos Santos and Mauro Biella, now an assistant coach with Montreal. Discussing the situation here. Again, Mauro Biella's jersey retired today. There's Jukanovic's left-footed kick. It's a high one, but barely to midfield. Soares. Off his head, Pitchkolan looking to get Kissy the ball, but that's over his head, and Abubu has it to David Testo. Good work under pressure to DiLorenzo. Middle of the field, Soares. Far side, Philippe Billy. Nice touch, DiLorenzo. Cutting inside. Nice ball on the outside for Donatelli, and Greenfield on his horse able to win that one, knock it out of bounds on the far side, deep in Rochester's half of the field. And a throw in for the Impact. We'll leave it there for Philippe Billy from France, who's played with the French under-17, under-18, and under-20 national sides. There's a cross, top of the 18, headed by Sanfilippo, and they're going to say offsides at the top of the 18. Referee's assistant helping out with the call, and Val will have a free kick. Don't forget the Rhinos are home on Tuesday in U.S. Open Cup play, 7 p.m. Pittsburgh Riverhounds come into town. Season ticket holders use wild card B for that one. There's Vallow's restart. Gets into this one. Oxy tries to get around Leduc, but the defender does a good job heading it to Testo. There's DiLorenzo. Giroux with it. He spent 3 years in Major League Soccer with DC United. Now playing on the left side of Montreal's defense. His 2nd season with the Impact. Long ball for Brown, who's in behind the Rhinos defense. Another offsides call on the far side this time. And we'll see if Vallow will get the free kick and push the troops up field. No, he's going to leave it for Troy Roberts. Had a chance to speak with Troy Roberts, and very happy to be a Rochester Rhino this season after playing 29 games with Cleveland last season. And it was a very difficult first USL First Division season for the City Stars, who are no longer. Donatelli now on the far side. Roberts gets his head on it, nicely on the ground to Greenfield. South African plays it to San Filippo on the near side. And Vallow picks up the header from his captain. 10th minute, Rochester leads 1-0 off a free kick. Montreal fans behind the Rochester goal trying to get behind their team. There's Vallow's punt low and up over midfield. Kissy gets the flick on it for Hoxie. Hoxie now with it. Top of the 18. Step over move gets around Abu Boo, but LeDuc does a good job covering on the backside. Here's Donatelli now, approaching midfield. Di Lorenzo's got some space. It's a touch. He's going to push it back towards the center of the field. Inside Rochester's half, Roberto Brown lays it off for Testo. Quick one touch on the outside. Looking for Philippe Billy. Gets on the end of this one. High cross. Sails through the 18. On the near side now is Philippe Soares, challenged by San Filippo. Soares double team, gets it through the legs of San Filippo, ends up on Di Lorenzo's foot. And that one was auto bound over the end line, but nonetheless it ends up in the arms of Scott Vallow. You see the creativity of Di Lorenzo and Philippe Soares. His first year with Montreal. From 2000 through 2009, Soares with the Portuguese second division. Several teams there. A very good acquisition here for the Impact as he can't get to that one before Spicer, who gets the start. He's playing at the top of the diamond with Montegalvan behind him this afternoon. And they're facing Testo and Soares and the other central midfielders from Montreal. San Filippo, Frank checking back for it. Franks was making a home in the middle of the field, but he's now shifted here to the right side. Costanzo is out left. Franks, his header ends up on the foot of Giroux. Di Lorenzo, 3 Rhinos around him, and Kissy with the long legs able to knock it out of play. And John Oliva is going to have a word with Aaron Pitchkolan. I'm not sure what the situation is here. Rhinos trainer Dave DePasquale up and taking a look at Pitchkolan. So Rochester's going to play with 10 here for a little bit. And if this is what I think it is, I'm actually shocked. Pitchkolan playing without shin guards? That's a major mistake, putting your team one player down. So he's actually put the shin guards in place. He was sent off the pitch, and now Montreal has a throw-in. Tom Lily's not going to be a happy coach when he gets Pitchkolan in the locker room. Here's LeDuc. Plays it into space on the far side. Roberts under pressure from Byers. And Byers' pressure knocking the Rhino central defender over the far sideline. Got his arms out in the air saying, I just went for a hard challenge. Roberts is down. John Oliva made the call immediately here. 13th minute, Scott Vallow is claiming there was an elbow from Byers, the 25-year-old in his third year with Montreal. Troy Roberts has played every single minute this season. This is a rare occasion where that central defender has been down. Dave DePasquale, the Rhinos trainer, is up and ready to go, but looks like Roberts is going to shake it off. John Oliva talking to Byers. He made the call immediately. And it should be a free kick for the Rhinos on the far side. 14th minute, Rochester leads 1-0. You're just tuning in on Joe Giuliano. We're at Stade Saputo. First regular season meeting in 2010. The Rhinos and the Impact, who were making the move to Major League Soccer in 2012. Here Vallow gets us back underway. LeDuc heads it up to midfield. Montegalvan's effort there is going to roll out of bounds. Donatelli will let that roll out, and Philippe Billy takes the throw in quickly to LeDuc. Now it's Abubu. Giroux. Right across the middle to Soares. Kissy with his speed able to take a poke there. Maybe he's off towards goal. Good ball into space on the far side for Byers. Cuts around Roberts and Greenfield tracking back on the sprint, able to knock it off the foot of Byers. It ends up with Donatelli. Philippe Soares. Good little move here to open up space for himself. Cuts inside around Spicer. DiLorenzo cuts around Franks. Takes a look with the left foot. And Vallow tracking that one the whole way. Wraps it up in the 15th minute. Leonardo DiLorenzo, very crafty, very dangerous with the left foot. Nice job just to push it around Franks and find just enough space to look at goal. Bell's goal kicks at midfield. Brown is checking back once again for the ball. Gets it to Donatelli. Philippe Billy's been on his horse on that right side, overlapping quite a bit here in the first half. Giroux. There's DiLorenzo. David Testo. Testo acquired in 2007 in a trade for Alan Marcina and Z. Roberto. But honestly, one of the most lopsided trades probably in the USL. As Z. Roberto Marcina went to Vancouver, Montreal picked up Jerson and Testo. A great deal for the club here in Montreal as the foul's called on the far side. Free kick coming up for Montreal. Lorenzo was the one taken down. He's fixing his left boot. He'll take Billy off of this and he'll have the restart. Lift into the box. Roberts, top of the 18, heads it forward to Kissy. Back now to Costanzo, the former Minnesota Thunder player. Cuts it around DiLorenzo. Plays in the middle of the field for Montegalvan. Back to Troy Roberts. Spin gets away from Byers, and now Costanzo's got some space on the far side. Still approaching midfield. Franks got Sanfilippo wide open here on the near side. Back into Jamie Franks, middle of the field. Spicer does a good job to keep possession here for the Rhinos. Poor touch from Franks, but the Rhinos still have it with Montegalvan. Sprays it out to the far side. Rich Costanzo with it. High cross, and no one there on the near side of the 18. The Roux's got all sorts of time and space to set this one up. And he'll slowly come forward for the Montreal Impact. Leduc. Patrick Leduc, the 32-year-old, 11 years with Montreal. Gets it outside to Philippe Billy. Soares to Abubu. The Moroccan takes it off his chest. Little touch forward now for Testo. Donatelli, Montreal looking for some possession here. Philippe Soares with it now. Good job. Gets around Kissy. And a little delayed reaction. Actually wins the call. A bit surprised there as John Oliva no more than 5 yards away from it. I thought Soares did a good job to get away from Kissy. That did feel a little bit of contact and went down. DiLorenzo on the near side. Middle of the park now for David Testo. Spins and goes outside to Billy. Donatelli with it on the far side. Greenfield coming over to close him down. Testo's open in the middle of the field. Now Giroux, the left back. He's going to push 35 yards out from the Rhinos' goal on the near side. DiLorenzo plays it back to Giroux. Outside the 18. Franks gets the slide tackle. And it'll be a corner kick on the near side for the Impact. Montreal can go short here if they want. They do quickly with DiLorenzo and Giroux. DiLorenzo gets across, and Donatelli's header at the 6 is up and over the bar. 19th minute, the Rhinos leading 1-0. 4th minute, it was Pitchkolan, his second of the season, to go along with 1 assist. And Greenfield getting the assist on the free kick, as Vallow's going to take his time here. Clean up some of the debris from the fans and sent in front of the Rhinos' goal. And for Scott Vallow, this suits him just fine. Eat away at the clock, take your time, and no rush here for the Rhinos, who are the visiting team, and with no pressure to entertain the nice big crowd here at Stade Saputo. Scott Velo is not happy, the crowd, but what's he going to do? Going to have to get this off the field. Now John Oliva's going to come over, have a word with Scott Velo, but what does he expect as well as the goal is covered with confetti and paper. So Oliva says, all right, enough of that. There's precious time ticking off the clock. Velo will get us underway here in the 20th minute. Goal kick up towards midfield. Hoxie nudging Testo off the ball. Andrew Hoxie, the 23-year-old, 1 goal, 2 assists this year in league play. Very good at holding the ball. And very tricky, actually, in one-on-one situations. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see him go at some defenders. Here's Leduc. Drives one, top of the 18. Byers off the chest, and Filippo able to just step in front of Byers and clear it away at the top of the box. Billy. Back to Leduc. Giroux now on the near side. Spicer applying some pressure. Soares pops this one back to the far side for Patrick Leduc. On the ground, Donatelli checking back. Tried to go forward for Roberto Brown. Roberts was there for the Rhinos. His clearance is very poor. Top of the box, and Roberto Brown and Troy Roberts were shoulder to shoulder. Montreal looking for the jersey tug. If you watch the Italy game this morning, Daniele De Rossi picking up a very lucky PK for the Italian side. There's the throw-in. Going to be taken over on the far side by Billy. Donatelli. Testo. A little heavy off the chest there, and the Rhinos take possession away. There's the South African Jonathan Greenfield from Cape Town, a venue that's hosting several World Cup games. Greenfield marking Donatelli. Byers knocked off the ball by Montegalvan. And Kissy coming away with it for the Rhinos. Sun breaking through the clouds here in Montreal. Franks to Costanzo. Good ball by Montegalvan. Spicer on the near side with space. Abubu coming over. Spicer cutting inside, tries to put it through the legs of Abubu. And Di Lorenzo coming in for the double team, helping out his central defender. Good space for Spicer to work with on the near side. As Rochester's made a bit of an adjustment here. Costanzo and Franks in the middle. Spicer is shifted out to the right side for the Rhinos midfield. Hoxie checking back. Di Lorenzo just gets a poke on the ball. Costanzo able to keep it here for Sanfilippo. Spicer again now with some space. Hoxie with it. Goes back to the goal, so lays it off for Costanzo. Montegalvan, good little bit of passing here from the Rhinos. We'll see if they can penetrate, if they've got some possession going on here. Hoxie, it's off his chest. Picks up the loose ball. Corner of the 18, tries to cut around Abubu. Good fight here by the two players, and what's the call? Hoxie. Going to be called for the foul here just outside the Montreal 18. Is the big Rhino striker looking to set it up against the Moroccan defender. His 4th year with Montreal, Abubu. Leduc. Donatelli, we're just about midway through half number 1. Stefan Giroux. He's very instrumental in Montreal's playoff run last year, but all 6 playoff games. Giroux, number 23. There's Soares at midfield. That's a bad giveaway. Greenfield and the Rhinos easily coming away with it. Here's Jamie Franks to Montegalvan. Back to Pitchkolan. Middle of the field, just outside his 18. Avoids the pressure, gets it to Greenfield, who's got space now on the far side. He's at midfield with the ball. Kissy lays it back to Greenfield. Costanzo, good movement off the ball by Costanzo, Franks, and Spicer out of the Rhinos midfield. Montreal having a bit of trouble tracking some of the movement. Here's Montegalvan moving into space. Good ball for Kissy. He's got speed to turn the corner, and Philippe Billy knocks it off. The Ghanaian forward for the Rochester Rhinos, Isaac Kissy, the 22-year-old. And he has explosive speed if he gets in an open field situation. the long leg strides, able to break away from defenders. Here's DiLorenzo. And Giroux. Montreal looking for a way through here. They trail 1-0. The Duke to David Testo. Giroux. Soares now with it. He's got some space to turn. Takes a look up to the far side. Donatelli settles the ball nicely. Kissy coming over with some pressure. Soares. Now back to Giroux on the near side. Montreal trying a little possession of their own here. Giroux easily cuts around Frank. Still with the ball. Corner of the 18. Sends a cross in. Roberto Brown with a diving header. Not even no trouble Stavel, but a good effort there by the Impact. 25th minute. The Rhinos with a 1-0 lead. There's another shift. Looks like it's taking place here for the Rhinos. Kissy's on the left side of midfield. Hoxie, the lone forward for the Rhinos. So, Bob Lilly really packing the midfield. Hoxie surrounded by 4 Montreal defenders. Testo wins the header at midfield. Costanzo and Byers fighting for the ball. Ends up on the foot of Donatelli. Byers dribbling through traffic here, middle of the field. He's dumped by Montegalvan. And it'll be a free kick, middle of the field, about 40 yards away from the Rhinos' goal. Luke Soares and DiLorenzo setting this one up. Free kick for the Impact. Luke Soares, 26 minutes to take this one. Soares with 1 assist in 9 games played. Testo. Far side now. Back to Leduc at midfield. Here's Soares. Costanzo able to knock it off his foot, but DiLorenzo picks up the loose ball. And Montegalvan will clear this one to midfield for the Rhinos. Testo, good ball into space for Philippe Billy outside the 18. Low cross, fires at the 12, and what a great sliding save there from Pitchkolan, just sacrificing at the 6. Throws his body in front of the ball. Good build up by the Impact, great defensive play by Pitchkolan, as Billy does it exactly the way it's drawn up. Draws it back towards the 12, and Byers gets the shot away, but Pitchkolan's big frame knocking it over the end line. Corner kick here for the Impact. Near side, corner kick taken by Billy. Headed out by Andrew Hoxie, the big forward, coming back, doing some defensive work. Here's DiLorenzo, though, middle of the field. Chips it into Roberto Brown, gets his head on it. Looking for the second ball was Byers, as that just gets away from him as the header sent back across the goal mouth. So Montreal starting to put some pressure on the Rhinos. And Velo will have another goal kick, as Philippe Billy has found some gaps on the far side. Byers and Brown starting to get a feel for what's going on. They've been dangerous the last couple of minutes. There's a goal kick headed from the middle of the field. Franks will finally settle it down for Greenfield. So played here back to Troy Roberts, former LA Galaxy defender. Now to Pitchkolan. Spicer on the near side. Costanzo. Little spin move. Gets away from DiLorenzo. Spicer's going to come backwards now with it. Pitchkolan drives one off the turf for Greenfield. Stolen away by the Impact. Byers coming forward now. Far side. Billy looks up. Crosses for Roberto Brown. Valo fighting through the traffic. Gets his fist on it. Headed away there by Montegalvan. Kissy with it now. Coming to the near side for Spicer. There's Sanfilippo now. Going to lay it back to Scott Valo. Update here. Luis Fabiano has scored for Brazil. 27th minute, Brazil with a 1-0 lead over the Ivory Coast in World Cup play. Here's Giroux. Philippe Stores. Off to Leduc. So Montreal with some players missing, as we talked about earlier. Matt Jordan, Stefano Pizzoli. And Byers will lay it off here for Donatelli. Good driven ball. Roberts gets his head on it. Stores is on it here for Montreal. Spin move by Stores. Spicer breaks it up. The Reynolds have a chance to counter here off the near side. Sanfilippo's overlapping. Spicer with the ball. He decides to slow it down instead for the Rhinos, as Montreal can recover defensively. Long ball looking for Kissy on the far side. Gets away from Costanzo. And it'll be a throw-in for the Impact. 30th minute. Rochester leads 1-0, but Montreal last 5 or 6 minutes has had all the play. Abubu. Stores. Many touches for my liking right in the middle of the field, as he's got the ball again. Now Costanzo comes over to apply pressure. Di Lorenzo spinning, does a good job to get away from Costanzo. Leonardo Di Lorenzo, a discovery on a scouting trip to Argentina for the Montreal Impact. What a great find he was. Testo. Here's Stores. He is just moving, sailing in and out of spaces. Philippe Stores with it on the near side. Good swerving cross into the box through the 6. No one there, and Valo will pick it up for the Rhinos. Leonardo Di Lorenzo, the 29-year-old, looking for his first points of the season. To play with Argentinos Juniors. First club of Diego Maradona. Pitchkolan with it. Now to Sanfilippo on the near side. Good ball again into space for Spicer. Tries to get around Giroux with a little move, and Giroux seen that before, and Abubu comes away with it for Montreal. Top of the box, Patrick Leduc. There's Testo now coming forward. Also spent some time in Major League Soccer with the Crew. Gets it to Di Lorenzo. That's a good ball for Byers. Top of the 18! Slides one across for Roberto Brown. And a breakdown for the Rhinos defense as Sanfilippo and Valo having a few words at the 6. As Byers doing all he can there to set the table for Roberto Brown. Another good opportunity for the Impact. As Di Lorenzo, a nice ball setting up Byers. And Brown just can't extend the foot. And the Rhinos defensively have to answer a few questions here. As luckily they dodge a bullet in the 33rd minute. Here's Valo's goal kick. With the wind at his back, gets it up over midfield. The Duke wins the header. Greenfield takes the Duke header back to Roberts. And on the near side to Sanfilippo. See if Rochester goes back to the 2 forwards with Hoxie and Kissy. It seemed to work pretty well since that change has been made to Montreal. Here's Giroux now coming forward. Near side. Sanfilippo again with a slide tackle just outside the 18 on the near side. Knocks it over the end line. 33rd minute. Another corner kick coming from Montreal. All the play in Rochester's half. Looks like it's going to be Billy to take the corner kick. Rhinos on the edge here a little bit. There's Byers and Brown and Di Lorenzo. Stores. Putting Scott Valo's goal under some big pressure here. Here's Billy to take the corner kick from the near side. Headed, and that's going to go over the end line by Roberto Brown, and Valo will pick up a goal kick. Roberto Brown, the 32-year-old. His 8th appearance of the season for Montreal. 1 goal and 1 assist. Had a cup of coffee in Major League Soccer back in 2007 with the Colorado Rapids. 13 games played and 3 goals. Header off the mark, and Valo will take a goal kick here for the Rhinos. Torres gets over Costanzo, wins the header. Byers lays it down for Brown. Nice back heel pass for Di Lorenzo. Here comes Montreal again on the near side. Di Lorenzo spinning around. Still with the ball on his left foot. Sets it up for Soares. Takes a touch and looks for the right-footed shot. Blocked by Costanzo. Leduc. Far side for Billy. Franks just gets the left boot in there. Able to clear it away for the Rhinos, only to the middle of the field. And Montreal's got everyone attacking in Rochester's half. Here's DiLorenzo. Cutting in through the Rhinos' defense. Inside the 18. Sanfilippo, another slide tackle. DiLorenzo keeps it in bounds, and he is taken down, and John Oliva doesn't like the call. He's going to give a free kick here on the near side. There's a corner flag to Leonardo DiLorenzo, and the impact is Spicer calls for the foul. Spicer played with Chivas in 2006, last 2 years with Charleston. He's called for the foul. And almost a corner kick situation here for the impact. 35th minute, and the Rhinos have a 1-0 lead. In 2008, the Rhinos had some luck here at Stade Saputo, picking up a win. Here's Billy, in-swinger at the 6. Headed down there by Roberts. Philippe Soares 30 yards out, middle of the field, lays it back for Giroux. Good ball into space here for Philippe Billy. Franks forcing him back to DiLorenzo. Service from DiLorenzo, headed away. Nicely there by Pitchkolan. Rhinos dealing with a lot of pressure here late in the first half. Giroux. Franks slowing him down. Back to Abubu. Leduc now on the far side. Donatelli. Tries the 1-2 with Roberto Brown. Broken up by Costanzo. And Kissy. Roberto Brown fighting for the ball on the far side. Last touch by the impact. Throw in here for the Rhinos. Don't forget the Rhinos are back home in U.S. Open Cup play Tuesday, 7 p.m. against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Franks, middle of the field, Alfonso Montegalvan. Team captain Sanfilippo. Spicer on the near side. Quick movement here by the Rhinos. Little passing. Spicer is knocked off the ball by Giroux, and it finds DiLorenzo's foot. Hard challenge at midfield, and John Oliva was going to let them play the advantage. Wasn't there, so he calls the foul. And Soares quickly takes it to David Testo. Here is Donatelli. Kissy closing down the far side, so Donatelli comes back central for Testo. Giroux now on the near side. His little pass is off the mark, and Pitchkolan has it for the Rhinos. And Filippo, a little chip forward for Franks. A little too far for the Rhinos midfielder out of Wake Forest. And the Impact once again start their attack. Central part of the field is Philippe Soares to David Testo. There's Giroux. Byers and Brown did a good job of checking back and showing to receive the ball. Now there's Brown doing the same exact thing. His ball's poked away to Soares, and Leduc has it. Everyone but Chukanovic in the Rhinos half of the field. Abubu steps into his own half to receive the ball here. Testo. DiLorenzo. Rochester giving Montreal all sorts of time and space to set up here. Soares. Spinning, looking, he's got time. Can't go forward, so he comes on a square ball to Giroux. There's Byers, who just hasn't camped out centrally. He has moved off the ball very nicely for Mark Dos Santos. Roberto Brown. DiLorenzo is on the far side now, pushes it with the left foot. His shot is blocked by Costanzo. And Montreal will start the attack again with David Testo. Spicer comes in hard in the tackle, gets Giroux down, but good effort by Giroux to continue and fight through the challenge. Keeps the ball here for the Impact. Top of the 18, off his right foot, not his preferred foot, and that's way off the mark. Kissy will come away with it. A lot of applause from the Impact fans, appreciative of the play here late in the first half. 39th minute. Rochester leads 1-0. Pitchkolan with the goal. Since then, it's been a little quiet for Rochester, to say the least. There's Patrick Leduc. Leduc only played 3 games last year, got a stress fracture in his foot. He gets the touch to Abubu. DiLorenzo with it now. Soares. Fancy little pass here on the near side. Byers can't control it and keep it in bounds. It'll go out of play. Throw in for the Rhinos, 40th minute. As Rhinos head coach Bob Lilly up and on the sidelines. Always teaching and coaching, looking to get the best out of his young team. Rochester kept only 3 players from last year. 23 new players brought in to Rochester this season. Good play by Montegalvan. Intercepts the pass by DeRue. And Spicer having a difficult go over here on the near side. Gives it away back to Montreal. DiLorenzo. Little flick by Donatelli. Was behind Roberto Brown. And Kissy will come away with it for the Rhinos. Subs for Rochester again are Bellamy, Hamilton, Gore, Ferdinand, Versailles, and Nunez. If the Rhinos need some changes, they've got some firepower in those guys listed on the bench. Especially with the speed of Gore and Ferdinand. Composure of Versailles. We'll see if that's a choice for Bob Lilly. As this ball is played into space and way offside. Franks, no question there. Montegalvan looking for his midfield partner. From Montreal, 4-3-3 with 15 points. Mark Dos Santos, 33-year-old head coach, holds his UEFA B license and currently in the process of getting that coveted UEFA A license. Here's Hoxie, picks up a loose ball, middle of the field off the Montreal free kick. Montegalvan with it. Sends it to Franks. Franks now back outside to Greenfield. He's on the far side of the field. Takes a couple touches forward. Now Telly slowing him down. Hoxie. He's going to go back to Greenfield. It ends up in space, but Hoxie able to track it down. Gets it to Pitchkolan, middle of the field for Franks. Going to turn and take a look up here. Got some time. Stanzo. Quick one-timer to the near side for Spicer. He's not going to get on the end of that one. It'll be a throw-in for the Impact. DeRue to take it here. 42nd minute. And the Rhinos holding on to a 1-0 lead thanks to a 4th-minute goal by Pitchkolan. But it's been Montreal with loads of bad giveaway here by DeRue, though. Off the throw-in, top of the 18. Costanzo looking to get Kissy at the 6. Headed away by the Impact. And come away with it now is Philippe Soares. DiLorenzo, near side. Montreal trying to explode out of their own half here. DiLorenzo up forward for Roberto Brown. He can turn one-on-one with Roberts. Gets the 1-2 with Philippe Soares. Pitchkolan breaks that one up. Sends it to midfield. Testo's got possession for Montreal. 43rd minute. Impact looking to get at least even here. Heading into the dressing room. DeRue has it on the near side. Abubu. Now the sun again breaking through here in Montreal. There's Patrick Leduc. Bad giveaway. Easily taken by Franks, but he's got no one up top to help him, so he's going to lay it off to Costanzo. Here's Kissy, middle of the field. Avoiding traffic. Plays it back to Pitchkolan. Return pass. Kissy's not going to get it, and DeRue comes away with it for Montreal. Philippe Billy with it. DiLorenzo spinning. Nice ball. Near sideline for DeRue. Spicer gets the first challenge in there, but DeRue again continues to work and keeps the ball for Montreal. Here's Byers. Gets around Montegalvan. Donatelli. 20 yards out, tries to cut to his right, and broken up by Montegalvan. This one's popped up in the air. Franks heads it to San Filippo. This pops one straight up downfield. Duke will take it off the head. And it should be a throw-in. We'll see who gets it. Rochester picks up the call as it ends up in the Rhinos' dugout. 44th minute. No indication yet of stoppage time from the 4th official, Oscar Mitchell Carvalho. Spicer takes the throw off his head. It just falls off the chest of DeRue. Soares can't get to this one. Costanzo steals it. Middle of the field. Cuts to his right. Gets around Leduc. Gets around DeRue. Costanzo's got it now on the near side, just outside the 18. San Filippo coming to help him out. And Costanzo's cross leaves a bit to be desired. It's off the mark. The Rhinos do pick up a throw-in. I think Rich Costanzo looking for a little more help from the men in black and white. 45th minute. Throw-in for the Rhinos deep in the Montreal half of the field. Sanfilippo to take it. Costanzo moving off the ball, goes backwards to Spicer. Back to Sanfilippo. Costanzo now with a cross. Looking for Hoxie. It's off the top of his head. Sails out to the far side where Kissy keeps the possession here for the Rhinos. Greenfield overlapping. Gets it from Kissy. Low driven cross. LeDuc does a good job to clear it out of the 6. Sanfilippo has this one forward on the near side. Can he keep it in bounds? He does. Little back heel pass for Montegalvan. Pitchkolan with it. Franks to Montegalvan. He tries to go down the near flank. Costanzo not able to get it there for the Rhinos. But nonetheless, he's still going to pressure Giroux and does a good job here by the Rhinos. We'll have 1 minute of stoppage time. Fourth official with 1 minute indicated here. As the fans starting to make their way towards the concession stands, and Montreal may have one more push here in half number 1. Long ball by LeDuc looking for Roberto Brown. He and Roberts get tangled up. Soares is taken down. And it's going to be a free kick here in a dangerous position for the Impact in stoppage time. As Philippe Soares was taken down. And we'll see who gets the honors here off this restart. Donatelli, Di Lorenzo, Philippe Billy, all discussing this one. The Rhinos setting up a 4-man wall right now. This free kick just to the left of Scott Vallow. 25 yards away, maybe 30 at the most. The wall set up. Billy, Di Lorenzo over the ball. Free kick. One time by Di Lorenzo, deflected and off the top of the crossbar. Vallow pitching to his left. The shot deflected to his right. Deflected off the crossbar. Corner kick here for the Impact. As Philippe Billy will run over to take this for Montreal. This should just about do it after this kick. Plays it short for Soares. Looking for Di Lorenzo. He'll try to cross into the box, and not sure about that choice by the Impact. As they went short late in first half stoppage time. Nonetheless, 45 minutes in the books. The Rochester Rhinos have a 1-0 lead over the Montreal Impact. The halftime show is next on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Hi, this is John from Greenfield, number 28 from your Rochester Rhinos, and you are listening to Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Time is life's most precious commodity, and how you spend your free time is one of the most important decisions of every day. So don't leave it to chance. Get informed. Get Free Time Magazine. Free Time is Western New York's original lifestyle magazine. Twice each month, Free Time puts it all together for you. Concerts, clubs, sports, film, dining, theater, festivals, it's all in Free Time, along with stimulating reviews, exclusive interviews, and of course, the most complete 14-day event calendar anywhere. So get the most out of life with Free Time Magazine. It's available free at more than 600 locations throughout Greater Rochester or online anytime at freetime.com.
Have you seen Patrick's all-new GMC Terrain? You know, the hot new crossover that gets up to 32 miles per gallon, 600 miles to a tank? Patrick's smaller SUV absolutely blows away the imports. Check out the largest selection of GMC Sierra pickups in upstate New York. Regular cabs, extended cabs, crew cabs, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. See Patrick's incredible mid-size crossover, the striking Acadia, or the full lineup of Patrick Yukons and Denali's. If you want to see trucks, SUVs, pickups, crossovers, from small all the way up to full size, this all-new Patrick facility is without a doubt the place to shop GMC. Every one comes with a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Patrick, just off 390 at the Lehigh Station Road exit, corner of West Henrietta Road. There's only one world-class facility where you can see all the new GMCs. Patrick, we are professional grade.
Yellow makes you better than Sligo's hot dog. Hometown favorite from Sligo's. The flavor is right. In every bite. Cover 'em with lots
typical day, you'll use your car for 51 minutes, your coffee mug 47 minutes, give or take, and your computer mouse for somewhere around 83 minutes. But there's something that you use for every waking minute, your eyes. That's why you should get vision correction from one of the world's best LASIK surgeons, Dr. Scott McCrae at the Flom Eye Institute. Dr. McCrae helps a remarkable 99% of his custom LASIK patients to see 20/20 or better without their contacts or glasses. He has performed over 16,000 LASIK surgeries, and the methods he developed are now used by LASIK surgeons around the globe. So get your vision corrected by one of the world's top LASIK surgeons, because on a typical day, you'll use your eyes for 16 and a half hours. And you'll be glad you came to Dr. Scott McCrae virtually every single second. Sign up for our next free seminar and learn about blade-free LASIK. Call 273-2020 or visit strongvision.org, part of the University of Rochester Medical Center.
And welcome back to Stade Saputo in beautiful Montreal, Quebec. I'm Joe Giuliano, and this is Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Happy Father's Day to everyone once again, and hopefully the Rhinos will come home with maybe a beautiful Father's Day present. They've got a 1-0 lead after 45 minutes of play. Aaron Pitchkolan had his second goal of the season off a restart. Jonathan Greenfield picking up the assist. That was in the 4th minute, but ever since then, it has been all Montreal impact as Rochester dodging a few bullets there as Montreal throwing pretty much everything at the Rhinos after giving up that early goal here at Stade Saputo. So no cards issued in half number 1 as the Rhinos again looking to maybe change things up just a little bit here in the dressing room after they had to withstand a lot of pressure, especially from Soares, Donatelli, and especially Leonardo Di Lorenzo, the Argentinian, extremely dangerous in that first half. World Cup action taking place today as well. A couple finals already in the books. Paraguay 2-0 over Slovakia. Italy, another disappointing result in the World Cup, tying New Zealand 1-1. And last report we had with Brazil and the Ivory Coast was at the half. Luis Fabiano has scored to give Brazil a 1-0 lead. That is in Group G of the World Cup 2010. All right, we'll take a short break. Stick around when we come back. USsoccer.com, Studio 90 spoke with United States national team assistant coach Mike Sorber after that very difficult 2-2 result with Slovenia. That's coming up next here on the Rhinos halftime show. So Rochester has a 1-0 lead. Pitchkolan has the goal. The halftime show continues next right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd, and every month there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here.
Must be 18 to play slots.
The Rochester Rhinos are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at rhinosoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
No one makes it better than Schweigels hot dogs. Hometown favorite from Schweigels. The flavor is right. In every bite. Cover 'em with lots of everything nice. Everything you like. Come on, taste one. No one makes a hot dog like Schweigels. 'Cause how we make 'em makes 'em great.
Jonas Jeep month at Genesee Valley Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Avon. Jeep is the ultimate 4x4, and Genesee Valley's your ultimate Jeep dealer. Looking for a sporty 2010 Wrangler, fuel-efficient Patriot, luxurious 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee? We've got the best selection around. And if you want pre-owned, we've got factory-certified Jeeps too. Best yet, you save big with Genesee Valley's no-nonsense Jeep deal.
Genesee Valley.
Right up exit 10 of I-390.
And GeneseeValley.com.
Need a truck? Genesee Valley Ford in Avon is Rochester's only authorized Ford Business Preferred Network dealer. As a BPN dealer, Genesee Valley is Rochester's only place you can order an F650 or 750 Ford truck direct from the factory. We're the only area dealer certified to fix Ford Cummins diesel engines, and our sales pros are Ford factory certified. Icing on the cake, our shop is open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. 6 days a week, even Saturday. Genesee Valley Ford in Avon, your real truck dealership. Exit 10 off the 390, 226-2600.
Rochester sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Welcome back to Stad Saputo, Joe Giuliano on Father's Day. The Rhinos have a 1-0 lead after 45 minutes of play on this World Cup Sunday. 3 games taking place in the World Cup, and a big one here as well in the USSF Second Division. Well, World Cup 2010 has really taken the States by storm after the USA's 2-2 draw with Slovenia. A lot of fans who really aren't soccer fans discussing the call that took away the third goal and the 3 points from the U.S. So World Cup fever has definitely struck the U.S. here in 2010. And U.S. Soccer hosts a great show called Studio 90. It's a great program you can check out on USSoccer.com. They send us some of these great interviews and feeds. And Aaron Heifetz spent some time with the U.S. national team's assistant coach, Mike Sorber. This takes place after the U.S. 2-2 draw with Slovenia in South Africa.
Welcome to Studio 90. We've just returned to the team hotel after the dramatic 2-2 draw with Slovenia. Second match of Group C. The assistant coach Mike Sorber was nice enough to join us. Talk about the match. Just ended only about 2 hours ago. An emotional game, up and down. Give us your impressions.
Yeah, wild and crazy, right? I think this is what makes the World Cup great, and I think we showed good character as a team. You know, going into halftime, being down 2-0, and yet coming back, tying it up 2-2, having a chance to win it. But at the end of the day, we have a point, and so now we head into the third game, and it's still in our hands where we can take care of the result and have a chance to go through.
So let's talk about halftime, down 2-0. The World Cup, more or less, might be 45 minutes from being over. It could be. What do you tell the guys in the locker room?
Yeah, you can't focus on that. The big thing was we still have 45 minutes left, still in our control, that we have to stick together. We can't just go out there and everybody be on a different page. We have to connect some passes. We have to make a huge push forward. Everybody has to be on the same page. And the next goal, if we could get the first goal, we said the next goal will decide the game. And at the end, that's kind of how it worked out.
So you guys made 2 changes there. You sent on Moadu and Benny Feilhaber. Talk about the changes.
Yeah, I think things just didn't go well in the first half, and I don't think you can pin that on anybody. So Robbie had a yellow card, so we wanted to get him off, and that allowed us to push Clint up, gave Benny a chance to come into the midfield where, he's good on the ball, he can connect and make some plays, as well as we knew we were going to be pushing forward, so we needed Mo's athleticism and his ability to cover a lot of ground, knowing that Michael would be pushing forward, and I thought they both did a good job when they came in.
Talk about the early goal from Landon early in the second half. I think it was maybe 2 minutes into the second half. How important is it to get that goal and you still got almost the entire half to go?
Yeah, I think that's very important because it leaves you with 43 minutes to try to get the tying goal. So Stevie played a good ball over the top. Landon went in on a tough angle and roofed it. So I think that lifts everyone's spirits, put us back in the game knowing that we still need another goal to tie it, but gave everybody, I think, a good energy and a good spirit to push for that second goal.
Now let me ask you this. It's hard to know what sort of emotions to have right now because, dug another hole, 2-0 this time, but then amazing comeback, an historic comeback. I guess the most important thing is the U.S. team is still in the tournament.
Yeah, for sure. When you're still alive and you still have a chance in the third game, that's very important. And we know that we have a few things to clean up. We keep getting ourselves in this hole, and it's not just one person, it's us collectively. So, we'll go back, we'll look at that, we'll work on it again, and hopefully we'll get that right in the third game and just get some goals and come away with the win.
All right, well, I can't let you get out of here without talking about the third goal, the disallowed goal. What did you see?
I think it's a tough situation, and from our end, it looks like it was a fair goal.
That is USA's assistant coach Mike Sorber after the 2-2 draw with Slovenia in the second game of the USA's World Cup 2010, and still to this day very tough to deal with. That official who has, by the way, been banned from officiating any other games in World Cup 2010. So FIFA making a bit of a statement there as some of the officiating. The majority of it has been okay, but that one, and then maybe the call for Italy today. Again, I'm a huge fan of the Italian national team, but that is a very soft PK that Daniele De Rossi picked up for the Italian national team, who, like England, are another team that, in my opinion, are in shambles. All right, stick around. We'll take a short break. A few more minutes left in the half. Rochester and Montreal in USSF second division play. Rochester has a 1-0 lead right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Hi, this is Isaac Keaton, number 18 from your Rochester Rhinos, and you are listening to Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Yeah!
The Rochester Rhinos are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at rhinosoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
How is Auction Direct changing the used car business for good? We start at dozens of wholesale dealer auctions where we handpick the best vehicles at substantial discounts. Then after they go through Auction Direct certification and get a clean Carfax report, we sell them to you for just $399 over the Auction Direct reserve price. It all adds up to the lowest price and the best experience. Find out for yourself at Auction Direct Used Vehicle Superstore, Route 96 in Victor. Learn more at auctiondirect.com.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applied on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxi fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller paid information services such as 900 type numbers, calls to chat lines, and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
Experience it all at the Strathallan Hotel. The Strathallan Hotel offers beautiful banquet space to accommodate events from 10 to 225 people. Our experienced catering department is trained to make your event or special day the most successful and memorable. Our trained kitchen staff and the renowned grill will surpass your every expectation. So let us do the work while you sit back and enjoy your memorable occasion. The Strathallan Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallan.com.
You're talking about it, we're talking about it. When the Lakers had to choose between Kobe and Shaq, everybody railed on the Lakers because they chose Kobe. But anybody inside the organization knew the truth. Kobe was driven, focused, ambitious. Shaq was none of those. Shaq had his titles. He wanted to be a movie star.
This is a championship that is about history. This is about Phil Jackson saying he's going to smoke a cigar now in honor of Red Auerbach. Right. And this is about Kobe Bryant getting the monkey off his back.
ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com.
Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, providing website hosting and support services to the Rochester Rhinos for 10 years. If you need a website, trust who the Rhinos trust. Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, online at spinningwebs.com. Spinning Webs can also debug your personal computer, cleaning up viruses and malicious software that slow it down or cause it to crash. Let Spinning Webs take a look. Rhinos fans visit RochesterSportsFan.com to discuss the Rhinos and all other sports. RochesterSportsFan.com, because there's more than just one game in this town.
Have you seen Patrick's all-new GMC Terrain? You know, the hot new crossover that gets up to 32 miles per gallon, 600 miles to a tank? Patrick's smaller SUV absolutely blows away the imports. Check out the largest selection of GMC Sierra pickups in upstate New York. Regular cabs, extended cabs, crew cabs, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. See Patrick's incredible mid-size crossover, the striking Acadia, or the full lineup of Patrick Yukons and Denali's. If you want to see trucks, SUVs, pickups, crossovers, from small all the way up to full size, this all-new Patrick facility is without a doubt the place to shop GMC. Every one comes with a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Patrick, just off 390 at the Lehigh Station Road exit, corner of West Henrietta Road. There's only one world-class facility where you can see all the new GMCs. Patrick, we are professional grade.
Do you know why golf is great? It's great because there's no windows, no angry bosses, and no screaming kids. It's great because you can spend less than going to other sporting events and actually play the game. It's all waiting for you at Brockport Golf Club, now open to the public, and it's one of the area's must-play golf courses. Witness an incredible golf experience for seniors Monday through Friday for only $18, and non-seniors only $25 during the week. Brockport Golf Club, bringing the private course experience to a public course at a fraction of the cost. RockportGC.com.
This is Rochester's sports leader.
The Rochester Rhinos continue on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. I'm Joe Giuliano. Second half just about to get underway. Rochester has a 1-0 lead. Goal coming in the fourth minute by Aaron Pitchkolan. Well, some news and notes to pass along to Rhino fans. Rhinos returning to Marina Auto Stadium Tuesday, June the 22nd. It's the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds come to town. Rochester fans, if you're a season ticket holder, you can use Wild Card B for that one. Rochester and Pittsburgh met in the first round of the 2009 U.S. Open Cup. The Rhinos winning it 4-2 on PKs. So Rochester and Pittsburgh in the second round this time, the 2010 U.S. Open Cup. And again, if you're a season ticket holder, you can use Wild Card B. As far as league play is concerned, Saturday, June the 26th, the Rhinos take on the Puerto Rico Islanders at Marina Auto Stadium. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff, Rochester and Puerto Rico on Saturday, June the 26th. And then these two teams, they will meet once again on July the 3rd. Marina Auto Stadium, Rochester and Montreal. They'll meet in just a little under 10 days or so. So Rochester, Montreal again will take the field. There's not too many more of these Rochester-Montreal battles left. Don't forget, Montreal is going up to Major League Soccer in 2012. And also some great festivities kicking off today here at Stade Saputo. Former Rhino, for 1 year, Mauro Biello had his number 20 jersey retired, and that is the first time in club history that the Impact have retired a player's jersey. So Mauro Biello, well deserving of that honor. Congratulations to him and to his family. So second half just about to get underway. Let's take a quick look and see if there's any changes to start half number 2. For Rochester, looks like the same 11 that came off the pitch, and it is. For Montreal, Giroux and Brown and Donatelli. Abubu is there. There are changes made by the Impact here to start half number 2. Jukanovic is in. And it's going to be the same 11 on each side. Montreal will have the kickoff. They'll be attacking the goal to our right. Byers and Brown. We'll see if Montreal picks up where they left off with a ton of pressure on the Rhinos at the end of that first half. So we'll see what the Impact and the Rhinos come with after Mark Dos Santos and Bob Lilly have given their directions. John Oliva, the official, just confirming that we are set to go at Stade Saputo. Great crowd on hand for this Father's Day matinee game. And Brown gets us underway back to Philippe Soares. Montreal, Leduc to Abubu. On the far side for Stephen Giroux. Giroux played with Minnesota in 2008. There's Leduc. Donatelli's checking back for it. Donatelli's another one who spent some time with Vancouver, 06 through 08. He gets it forward to Byers. Philippe Billy to Soares. Abubu with it now. Far side for Stephen DeRue. Spicer coming to apply that pressure. Looks like Hoxie again is the lone forward up top for the Rhinos to start the second half. Testo plays it on the near side for Donatelli. Byers is going to get the pass, but he's offside as the rebound is put on the side netting by Philippe Soares. And it's going to be a free kick here for the Rhinos as Byers checking his right hand. They've got it jammed on that last opportunity. So free kick here for the Rhinos on the offsides call. Rochester, Montreal, their first regular season meeting of 2010. Canelo takes this one here for the Rhinos. Gets it up over midfield. The Duke wins the header. Montreal picks up the loose ball. Costanzo has it middle of the field, 35 yards out. Costanzo forced to go outside with the pass. And DeRue comes away with it, though, for Montreal. Here's Patrick Leduc. Good job by Di Lorenzo to pick up the pace of that pass. Very slow from Leduc. Di Lorenzo actually is down now as Byers has it, and he will clear it out of bounds. Free kick coming up, or a throw-in coming up for the Rhinos as Di Lorenzo gets looked at by the official, and they're calling out for the trainer. They've taken a knee to the right thigh. Leonardo Di Lorenzo, the 29-year-old, played all 6 playoff games last year in the run to the championship for Montreal. Their 3rd championship in club history. Just a little bit of a stinger there for Di Lorenzo, who's going to try to run this off. But he'll have to come off since the trainer attended to him on the field. And it'll be a throw-in for Rochester. I'm sure they'll do the sportsman-like thing and return possession to the Impact. Greenfield's going to give it to Roberts, and he'll just send it deep downfield. And class move here is Montreal had possession, and they'll start again from the back with Leduc. Di Lorenzo's signaled back onto the field. A little hop in his step as he's going to be fine. Abubu plays a long ball for Roberto Brown. Haven't seen a lot of that early from Montreal. They've had a nice little build-up. Montegalvan with it. Pitchkolan to Jamie Franks. Checking back is Hoxie. His header is going to go out of bounds on the far side, and a throw-in coming up for the Montreal Impact. So both these teams coming off of league wins. 2-1 games. Rochester over Baltimore. Montreal over Tampa. Throw-in is just kicked forward deep into the Montreal half of the field over the end line. And a quick goal taken by Jukanovic. He's played with Vancouver, Toronto SC. Also spent some time playing in Serbia. Gets the ball forward to Di Lorenzo inside the center circle. To come forward for Byers. That's off the mark. Greenfield quickly plays it forward to Montegalvan. The Duke will step in front of Hoxie, who's got it all to do with 4 blue jerseys around him as Kissie's into a outside midfield position on the near side. DeRue trying to get away from Spicer and Franks, and good backtracking by Jamie Franks, the 23-year-old from Medford, New Jersey. Won the NCAA championship in 2007 with Wake Forest. His hard work leading to a throw-in, though, for Montreal as Abubu comes away with it on the near side for Leduc. Patrick Leduc played only 3 games last year, again with that stress fracture in his foot. Soares, he is dumped by Greenfield, and Montreal quickly takes the restart. Philippe Billy. Pass is knocked out of bounds by Greenfield on the near side. Byers will take this throw-in to Leduc. Switching the run of play here to the far side. Stephen DeRue off the thigh of Spicer, and that's just enough to slow down the Montreal attack as Frank has the ball now. Montegalvan into space. Hoxie running away and a little too far ahead for Costanzo, so Testo coming away with it from Montreal. Here's Di Lorenzo driving at the Rhinos defense. Side tackle by Roberts knocks Di Lorenzo off the ball. And Sanfilippo Plays it on the far side now for Spicer. Hoxie looking to get in behind Abubu. And actually steals the ball off the defender's foot for a split second there. With the Moroccan defender able to recover and spin. Plays it centrally now for Leduc. Leduc some time to come forward. Soares checking back for it. Leduc with it now. Ball forward into space. Pitchkolan trickles off the top of his head, and Velo picks it up at the 6. Quickly rolls it out to the far side for Sanfilippo. Frankie Sanfilippo takes a couple touches forward, then slows it down, comes back to Aaron Pitchkolan. Franks, middle of the field, spins, getting away from Testo. Good ball into space for Spicer. He's on his horse to keep it in bounds. On the far side, and DeRue comes in with a slide tackle to knock it out of play. Throwing for the Rhinos deep in Montreal's half of the field. On the far side, Spicer takes it quickly, and he wasn't forward enough. I haven't seen that call in quite some time. Usually teams try to steal an extra 5 or 10 yards forward. Spicer came back with the throw-in, and John Oliva didn't like it. So Sanfilippo will have a throw-in near the corner flag on the far side. See if he gets a long one into the box. Gets it to the near side of the 6. Headed down, Franks, top of the 18, right-footed shot off the post! And ends up in the arms of Jukanovic as the Rhinos could have really turned the tide here. Franks with a good look at goal, low-driven shot off the post just to the right of the Montreal goalkeeper, and it bounces back in his arms. Jimmy Franks from about 15 yards away gets the header from Abubu, and luckily for Montreal, it's back in their keeper's arms. So good opportunity there for the Rhinos. Testo now with the ball to Abubu in the middle of the field. Franks rocking it off the post. Soares lays it off for Testo. Here's Donatelli, near side off his foot. He's dumped, and the referee's assistant, of course, is going to make the call. No surprise there. So free kick coming up for Montreal on the near side. It's going to be Philippe Billy to take it. About 7 yards forward of the corner flag, just outside the Rhinos 18. And here's the service. Top of the 18, low for Soares. Takes it with the right foot, blocked in traffic there. And Pitchkolan will clear it away for the Rhinos. Philippe Billy in the middle of the field now for Leduc. Stephen DeRue, sorry. Driven ball into the 18, headed away by Pitchkolan. And 54th minute, and 1-0 still for Rochester. Hope you're enjoying today's coverage on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Mike Kerms and I will be back on Tuesday at Marina Auto Stadium, 6:30 pregame show. There's Donatelli, plays it on the near side for Philippe Billy. Soares with it now. Shoulder challenge, Montagavant takes him off the ball. And Soares crafty enough to keep possession here for Montreal. Facing the double team of Greenfield. And Montagavant, and the Rhinos come away with the ball. Dos Santos not happy with it. And a sloppy giveaway in the middle of the park, and Costanza do anything with it. He does a good job to find the foot of Spicer. Pitchkolan sends a long one downfield, looking for Hoxie. But Montreal's defense able to step in first. Looks like Anthony Hamilton will be checking in for the Rhinos. I assume that'll be a straight swap for the big striker Hoxie. And possession on the far side for Spicer and the Rhinos. Spicer's calm and cool, laying it back for Frankie Sanfilippo. Montegalvan tries the near side for Kissy. That's up over him. He and Philippe Billy will challenge for the ball here on the near flank. Kissy not letting him turn here, but Billy is going to win the call, as they're going to say he was being held by Isaac Kissy. So for Hamilton, the striker, the 24-year-old, he'll make his 12th appearance of the season. And there's a free kick here for Jukanovic. Takes it with the left. Brown gets his head on it. Ends up on Roberts' right foot, who sends it forward for Billy to head it for Donatelli. Can he keep it in bounds? They say yes, he can. Greenfield and Byers fighting for it now. Donatelli will put this one in the middle of the park, off the chest of Brown, into space for Byers. Good slide tackle there by Jonathan Greenfield. Spicer has it on the far side. Sanfilippo. Foot race for Giroux. Good pace from both sides there, and Giroux wins that one. There's Di Lorenzo. Testo. Middle of the field for Patrick Leduc. 56th minute, 1-0 Rochester lead. Anthony Hamilton at midfield, ready to check in. Bad giveaway by Philippe Billy. Franks, good job to intercept the pass. Has it on the near sideline. Oxy. Spinning, looking for some help here. A little awkward, gets it to Montegalvan. Far side, Spicer's got some time to settle. Takes a look, gets across into the 18. Hoxie off his stomach. He's got his back to the goal, top of the 18. Franks quickly outside to Isaac Kissy. And that's going to get away from the Rhinos. Throw-in coming up for the impact. As it is Hoxie who is coming off. Hamilton is on. This change in minute number 57. So the Hoxie and Kissy magic up top. Not producing any goals this evening. First change of the game here for the Rhinos. TJ Gore is also checking in now. We'll see who he replaces. Hoxie is off. Hamilton is on. Hamilton, the leading scorer for the Rhinos with 3 goals and 1 assist. Back underway here on the far side. Di Lorenzo has the ball. A little left foot forward into space, and Roberto Brown in an offside position. And that was played. Mark Dos Santos doesn't like the call, but the referee's assistant raising the flag nonetheless. And a free kick here for the Rhinos. TJ Gore getting his final instructions from Bob Lilly. So Hamilton, a 24-year-old, just come on for Hoxie, a 23-year-old. And Gore, 22 years old. This really speaks to the work that Bob Lilly has done with only 3 players back from last season. Rochester's 5-3-3 with a totally new team. Long ball from Vallow. Kissy gets the little flick on it. Jukanovic bumbles it up inside the 18, and Hamilton was running away before he could look at that little mishap by the Montreal keeper. Abubu. Now to Leduc. Back to Abubu. Now they'll come forward a little bit here with Testo. He'll turn. Approach midfield. Testo now cutting back to his right. Hamilton. Got the fresh legs, able to pressure there. As Hoxie again was the lone forward, so I'm sure he expended a lot of energy. Hamilton, pace. And the young legs able to maybe put a little more pressure on as Di Lorenzo spins away from Costanzo. Soares, middle of the field. On the diagonal for Byers. Does a good job to keep it in bounds. Far side for Giroux. Low, hard cross. That's off the foot of Sanfilippo. Soares, maybe a better choice there was to shoot, as he had a good look at goal, but decided to make the threaded pass to Byers, and the Rhinos broke it up. Hamilton. Frankie Sanfilippo on the far side. Rich Costanzo. Soares takes the shoulder into him, knocks him down, and the Rhinos will pick up a free kick here. And on this stoppage, we'll see if TJ Gore gets the nod to come in, and he does. So it's going to be Gore on for Kissy, and we expected about 60 minutes from Isaac Kissy, who got his first start last week against Crystal Palace Baltimore. 2 goals for the 22-year-old. Expected to see 60 minutes. That's exactly what we've gotten. 60-minute mark. Gore in for Kissy. It's a handshake from Rhinos head coach Bob Lilly. And free kick here for the Rhinos. Montegalvan chips this one into the box. Looking for Pitchkolan, gets his head on it. And they're going to say it was last touched by the Rhinos. Pitchkolan claiming that Donatelli was the last to touch it, but the goal kick quickly taken by the impact. Here's Patrick Leduc, 60th minute. The Rhinos have a 1-0 lead. Montreal has not come out with that fire we saw in the first half, as Costanzo has it in the middle of the field. Trying to get TJ Gore his first touch on the far side. Giroux steps in front of that pass. Here's Giroux to Di Lorenzo. Roberto Brown. One-touch pass. Testo. Another bad giveaway by Testo. That's a couple here in this half, and Costanzo returns the favor. Soars with it now to Brown. 30 yards out, plays it on the near flank for Donatelli. Low, hard cross, the header by Byers, or by Brown, is up and over the Rhinos' goal. And it really starts with those poor giveaways in the middle of the field. 61st minute, and the Rhinos dodging a Roberto Brown opportunity. And it was sent out to Donatelli, and he drives a nice ball into the mix. And Brown, after the header, immediately went down. Not sure if the ball maybe knocked him square in the nose. Didn't look like there was that many people in his way. Nice crowd today at Stade Saputo, 11,920. And this is Mark Dos Santos is going to go to his bench. He's got the talented Rocco Placentino as one of his subs, along with Eddie Sabrango as well. The ageless wonder, Eddie Sabrango. Placentino is going to be the first change in a couple minutes here. He's talking to assistant coach Mauro Biello. There's the goal kick from Vallo, gets up to midfield. Abubu, he's under pressure from Hamilton. And foul called on Anthony Hamilton, the 24-year-old out of UC Irvine. Draft pick of Chivas USA in Major League Soccer. Byers looking to get Billy open on the near side. He can't. Greenfield steps in front of that one. Here is Abubu. Di Lorenzo. Able to lift that leg up and keep possession here for Montreal. Coming now central for Patrick Leduc. There's Philippe Billy to Roberto Brown, who's come back onto the pitch. He's not forward, but possession kept by Donatelli. Soares gets the flick onto Byers. Inside the 6, it just doesn't sit for the Montreal forward, and the Rhinos clear it away. Middle of the park, Di Lorenzo with it. Byers running into Greenfield does a good job to knock it out of bounds here and regroup defensively for the Rhinos. Byers throwing here to Billy. Leduc. Middle of the field now, Abubu. Push this one forward at the Rhinos defense. Di Lorenzo plays it back outside for Steven Giroux. Giroux on TJ Gore, who just came on here in the 60th minute. And good battle there by those two players on the far side. Costanzo comes in to help out. And Sanfilippo will just clean it up with a clearance downfield for Hamilton. He's stripped of the ball by Di Lorenzo, and Montreal is going to start the attack again with Testo. That's a flick it forward. Montalbano break it up for the Rhinos. A good challenge by Franks just to knock it to midfield. Leduc will play it back to his goalkeeper. And Abubu will come forward with it now. 64th minute. 1-0 Rochester. Franks rocked one off the post earlier in the second half. Here's Soares in the middle of the field, spinning away from Montalbano. All in his space, Sanfilippo and Giroux. Good job by Frankie Sanfilippo to knock it off the Montreal defender and pick up a throw-in for the Rhinos. And another change here. First one for Montreal. And Soares is going to come off. Philippe Soares. And Rocco Placentino comes out in the 65th minute. Good round of applause for Philippe Soares. He's got 1 goal on 9 games played this year. Rocco Placentino. 2 goals, 1 assist in 10 games played. He's found the back of the net a few times against the Rochester Rhinos. Placentino had a spell of runs with team in Italy's Serie B, C, and D. And he's a quality player. Spicer, he's knocked off the ball. Di Lorenzo, middle of the field. He's right through the center circle, gets it outside. Placentino's first touch here in the second half. 1-on-1. Left-footed cross. A little too heavy there as it gets away from Placentino. Looking for Roberto Brown inside the box. So now he's got 2 outside midfielders on the far side who are fresh, ready to go at one another. TJ Gore for the Rhinos and Rocco Placentino, the 28-year-old. Placentino scored the first ever goal here at Saputo Stadium. Looking to maybe recreate some magic here tonight as they trail 1-0, 66 minutes in. Vello's goal kick. Off the head of LeDuc and Di Lorenzo. Always in the right place to come away with these balls. Coming forward with it now. Good chip forward for Brown. Greenfield able to head it to the top of the 18. Loose ball in the box, and Greenfield's going to settle it down. Forward now, Costanzo. Acres of space to come forward. Huge gap in the field here. Franks crossing midfield. Outside to Spicer. 66 minutes. This is the time where you might see Montreal pushing up a little more, leaving some gaps in the back. There's Costanzo. A pretty solid game. Typical workman-like performance from Rich Costanzo. He and I talked this morning about the tough Italy performance. Let's see if things change here for the Rhinos. Spicer on the near side. Little possession here from the Rhinos. There's Costanzo, 30 yards out, dead center. Hamilton is, they're going to say he's offside. Inside the 18. There's maybe a step or two behind the Montreal defense. Put it in the back of the net. But not going to count here as Anthony Hamilton off the mark, offside. Free kick quickly taken by Philippe Billy to Abubu. There's Di Lorenzo. Switches the run of play here to the near side, looking for Donatelli. Takes a couple bounces inside the 18 and over the end line, and Vela will pick up a goal kick for the Rochester Rhinos. Rochester now is going to have to kind of juggle the lineup as they're back in action on Tuesday. We have a training session tomorrow at 3 o'clock at the stadium, and then it's back to Open Cup play. So you see a lot of the other players maybe who are fresh and well-rested taking on Pittsburgh Tuesday night. Mello's goal kick. The header is won by Testo. Forward to Roberto Brown. Far side, Placentino. And Filippo slowly closing him down. There's Placentino, his giveaway by the midfielder. Gore takes it, and Sanfilippo just tries to clear it away, but Di Lorenzo is able to pick it up. A little chip into the box, way off the mark. And the Rhinos will pick up another goal kick in the 68th minute. Scott Vallow to take it. He's one of those three players who've returned from last season. Scott Vallow, Ryan Hines, and Nano Short. And Ryan Hines and Nano Short not on the trip this time. Vallow with a 0.85 goals against average. Rochester's all-time leader in saves, shutouts, and regular season wins. His goal kick goes to midfield, where Montegalvan heads it. Franks has it now. His header for Gore intercepted by Deroux. Placentino tries to backheel pass. Barely gets through to Deroux. Then Montegalvan, a good hard tackle, middle of the park. Wins it back for the Rhinos. Costanzo, center circle. Time and space. Settles it. Alfonso Montegalvan, that tough holding midfielder. 23 years old, not afraid to get stuck in there for the Rhinos. Greenfield, quick little one-toucher to Spicer. Montegalvan now to Costanzo. Spinning, getting it on the near side for Spicer. Spicer, corner of the 18. Looking to get it to Hamilton. It's behind him. LeDuc comes away with it. Roberto Brown. Some pockets opening up both sides in the middle of the field here. Di Lorenzo. Franks just gets the right foot on it, knocking it away from the Argentinian, Leonardo Di Lorenzo. And here is Spicer now. Going into space for Hamilton, and Jukanovic is going to come off his line and pick it up for the impact.
WROC Rochester.
There's the other game going on. Brazil has a 2-0 lead over the Ivory Coast. Luis Fabiano, the magic man today, with both goals. Here's possession for Di Lorenzo. Avoiding the pressure of Hamilton. Still able to get it forward to Roberto Brown. Got Pitchkolan all over his back. And Rochester will take this one away midfield. It's Spicer. 2-on-2, Spicer and Hamilton. Costanzo helping as well. Outside now for Gore. Can he beat Deroux in a race here? And good job by Stephen Deroux. Played 71 minutes and he's worked hard. coming in against a fresh Rhino midfielder. Avoids the pressure. Giroux, left-footed pass forward. Pitchkolan knocked off the ball by Brown, but Roberts is there to pick it up for the Rhinos. Headed by Montreal, middle of the field. Looking for Greenfield. That's going to go off his foot and out of bounds. Throwing for the impact. As they're going to make a change again here. This is in the 71st minute. And former Rhino Eddie Sabrango going to come on and replace Byers. Eddie Sabrango, 37 years old, and apparently does not age because he is a workhorse. Looking for his first points of the season. He takes his spot dead center of the field. Sabrango played with Rochester in 2000. Hits the header out to Placentino, and this cross off the mark and a corner kick for Montreal on the far side. Sabrango joined Rochester in 2000 after an incredible season in Vancouver. He had 18 goals and 10 assists in 1999. He had the same luck with Rochester in 2000 and then moved on to Montreal, Vancouver again, Hershey. He's been around. Corner kick for Billy from the far side, 72nd minute. High in-swing service. Headed back to the 12. Spin around shot by LeDuc. It's blocked by the Rhinos and cleared. High up in the air. Hamilton beats DiLorenzo for it. Foot race for the ball. Hamilton able to win it there. He's taken down with a slide tackle by Billy. But got the ball first, and we continue to play. Jukanovic to LeDuc. Sabrango, Placentino have come on. Soares and Byers are off for Montreal. Here's Tony Donatelli. Pressure, so he's going to go back with it now to Philippe Billy. Now LeDuc, back to Billy on the near side. Pressure in the middle of the field by Greenfield, taken away by Hamilton. Got 4 blue jerseys in front of him, so he decides to come backwards with it. Now Montreal will try to come forward on the near side off the mark, and Montreal easily maintains possession here with LeDuc. It changes aplenty now. Braz is going to check in. The defender. And Sabrango lunges, keeps possession, middle of the field for the impact. LeDuc. The near side crossing midfield. On the ground. One touch forward by Brown. Sabrango does a good job. Slides it back to Donatelli. Billy's got some space on the near side. Quick cross. And Sanfilippo off his head. But Placentino gets the cross back into the box, and Pitchkolan heads it out. Here's Gore now on the far side. Pitchkolan. Forward to Franks. Lays it off for TJ Gore. Slide tackle taken away. Placentino. Sabrango's open with space inside the 18, and that ball just driven much too hard by Placentino. As the crowd maybe looking for a softer touch, setting the table for the Cuban Eddie Sabrango. So John Oliva is going to have to look at a lot of changes here. LeDuc is going to come off for Braz. This is in the 74th minute. LeDuc, good job as a central defender today. Versailles and Bellamy are checking in as well. We'll see if they get into this stoppage. Looks like they're not going to. Adam Braz, 29-year-old, 7th year with Montreal. He's gotten 4 yellow cards this year. He's looking at a suspension with the next yellow piece of plastic that he sees. Hello's goal kick head straight up in the air by Hamilton. Second ball is won by Gore, but Abubu picks it up. Looks like there's some confusion here. Bob Lilly, the 4th official, not happy about these maybe delayed changes. As Bellamy and Versailles waiting to come on for the Rhinos. Here's DiLorenzo. Donatelli, quick little touch. Sabrango was running away from it. Ends up on the foot of Pitchkolan. Gets it to Montreal. Now to Costanzo on the near side. Costanzo, this goes out of bounds, and we'll see if the changes can be made now for the Rhinos. So it's going to be Versailles for Costanzo. Versailles coming over to Rochester, actually from Baltimore, where he played 1 game this year. Played last year with the Vancouver, the Haitian international. Bellamy is going to replace Franks. So Frank's more of a midfielding, attacking player. Bellamy, an all-out central defender. Looks like they're going to try and hold on to the lead here and put some numbers and size in the back. Bellamy, his 7th appearance of the season. Versailles, his 2nd league appearance. Abubu gets us back underway with a long ball forward. Sanfilippo taking no chances here. Sends it to midfield. Testo picks it up here for Montreal. Gotti also going to be checking in. Simone Gotti, 29-year-old. Getting his final instructions from Mark Dos Santos. Sanfilippo intercepts this ball at midfield. Now to Spicer. Braz coming over to close him down. Spicer just tries to get it forward. Intercepted though by Philippe Billy. Giroux plays one forward for Placentino, and he's looking for Roberto Brown on the leave, and Sanfilippo will step in instead. Abubu pressured by Gore on the far side. Able to just knock it forward to Leonardo Di Lorenzo. Rochester and Montreal will meet on July 3rd at Marina Auto Stadium. Not too much time between these two matchups. Donatelli, middle of the field. Philippe Billy on the near side. Greenfield tries to cross it. It gets around Greenfield. And a good diving header. It's Sabrango knocking on the door. Corner kick coming up here for the Impact in the 77th minute. Philippe Billy to take it. Good defensive play there and a good service. And Sabrango making his home and his office space inside the 6. He scores so many goals from that territory. Gotti is on for Testo. Simone Gotti, the 29-year-old, making his 9th appearance of the season. And David Testo coming off. All right, Philippe Billy's got the okay to send this one into play. Goes short. Braz, corner of the 18. Takes a touch, serves it into the box. Poor service there. As Braz now wearing the captain's armband. Keeps possession here on the near side for Philippe Billy. Billy forced to go backwards to Giroux. Hamilton pressuring him. Now they go to the middle of the field for Abubu. Di Lorenzo checking back, looking to set the attack for Montreal. Gotti's first touch, it gets away from him. Actually a bad pass from Di Lorenzo. Versailles gets a touch here on the near side for Spicer. 79th minute, the Rhinos with a 1-0 lead. Spicer trying to thread the needle there for Hamilton. As he's looking for the space behind this Montreal defense. Here's Gore on the far side. Abubu steps in. Nice challenge there by the defender. Donatelli coming away with it for Montreal. Approaching midfield. Montogavan steps to him. Placentino now on the far side. 79th minute. Di Lorenzo. Roberto Brown. Middle of the field. Sabrango checking back. Lays it off for Brown. Brown now gets it outside. Near flank for Philippe Billy. Good cross into the box. Sabrango! From that space, he's going to make no mistake. And we talked about Eddie Sabrango. Heads it in the back of the net. 79th minute for Sabrango, his first points of the season. And Philippe Billy setting the table beautifully. And you cannot leave Eddie Sabrango open like that inside the 6. So Sabrango's first point, Philippe Billy's first point, and the Rochester Rhinos were looking at 3 points in Montreal with 10 minutes left. Now, looks like it may be a split, as there's a lot of time left. 1-1. Rochester gets this one underway. Here's Versailles, middle of the field. And earlier we talked about them looking for Sabrango inside the 6. That's where he makes his living. And he makes no mistake, no chance, point blank header as Vallo helpless as the ball headed into the goal to his left. 79th minute, Sabrango from Billy. 1-1, Rochester and Montreal. Here's Abubu with possession now to Adam Braz on the near sideline. Approaching midfield. Good touch by Donatelli. Finding some space again for Billy. Top of the 18. Brown going for the one-timer. And Sanfilippo knocks it out to the near flank. Another cross from Billy. This time Montegalvan heads it away. Billy is finding space and time on the near side. Spicer a little gassed here. We'll see if he can keep up with Billy on the near side. There's Braz. Gets it to the middle for Simone Gatti. Roberto Brown checking back. One touch back to Gatti. Into space, and Sabrango's just going to be nudged off the ball by Pitchkolan and Bellamy. As Rochester having a lot to deal with, and Eddie Sabrango, the 37-year-old, in his 6th overall season with Montreal. Won 5 championships as a player. And paying off for Mark Dos Santos here with a goal in minute number 79. Eddie Sabrango, the dangerous Cuban striker. Now Di Lorenzo with a bit of magic here. Getting away from Versailles. Good ball in the space for Placentino. Far side of the 18, and a good slide tackle by Sanfilippo. Knocking it away from Montreal, who doesn't want to settle for just one here. Montegalvan, far sideline, gets it back from TJ Gore. Into space, Giroux, still fresh as the first minute, as he's done a good job. Thought the speed and the pace of the fresh young legs of Gore would give him a problem, but he has been at every single battle. Here's Braz, approaching midfield. His pass almost intercepted, but Sabrango able to get it on this near flank through Philippe Billy. Back to Braz, now Abubu. Near side, Braz, back to Di Lorenzo. He's got space to turn. Rochester laying off Leonardo Di Lorenzo. Sabrango checking back. Simone Gatti now, middle of the field. Gets it on the far side. Steven Giroux. Rocco Placentino put his mark on the game as well. He's been dangerous. Gatti. Abubu. Adam Braz. There's Di Lorenzo. Just checking back, wants to receive the ball. Wants to start the attack. And does so with a pass on the outside to Giroux. He's obstructed by Gore and taken down. As Giroux is down on the pitch on the far side. A free kick coming up from Montreal. As Gore is going to get a talking to. And John Oliva's reaching into the card. Looks like he's going to give Gore the first yellow card of the game. 84th minute. TJ Gore in the books for Rochester. Montreal fans obviously happy with that call. So free kick now on the far side, outside the 18. Di Lorenzo and Philippe Billy over the ball. And it's going to be a free kick, a two-man wall for the Rhinos. 84th minute. Philippe Billy has been serving a lot of tempting balls into the box. This time he goes low and easily cleared by Greenfield. Not sure why he would change it, as those swerving crosses in the air have been extremely dangerous. But Montreal starts their attack again with Giroux trying to get Abubu on the near side. Free, he can't, and that's out of bounds. Greenfield to take this throw-in. Goals coming in the 4th minute by Pitchkolan, the 79th minute by Sabrango. There's Roberto Brown, middle of the field for guess who? Di Lorenzo. Donatelli with it. Overlapping is Billy. Montegalvan off the mark of Di Lorenzo. Sabrango lays it off for Donatelli. It's a good shot blocked by his own player, Rocco Placentino. The top of the 18. Long ball trying to spring Hamilton. It's like Rochester's run out of ideas in the midfield, as they're just looking for long balls, hitting and hoping Hamilton finds the end of one of them. It's been all Montreal. There's Sabrango. Cuts around Versailles. Gotti picks up the ball, middle of the field. Chipped into space for Placentino. Middle of the 18. Velo comes off his line. 85th minute. Rolls it out now for Sanfilippo. Settles it back to Versailles. Montegalvan now. And again, Rochester kind of stalled here in the middle of the field. Maybe content to come out of here 1-1, but they're playing with fire here. If they don't put Montreal under some kind of pressure. It's Hamilton, the lone forward. 70-yard stretches and a bad giveaway by Abubu to Gore, 30 yards out. Gore trying to get around Abubu, takes him down. Still has possession as Gatti and Gore tangle up, and Simone Gatti does a good job as Abubu almost opened the door for Rochester once again. Far side now, it's Giroux. He's got some space to push it forward. Placentino. Slide tackle nicely done there by Frankie Sanfilippo, the 28-year-old captain of the Rhinos. Out of bounds on the far side. Di Lorenzo has it. He'll come forward. A couple touches here. Rochester slow to close him down. Gatti with it. For Donatelli. 87th minute. And Philippe Billy's got to do better with that. And off his foot. Gives a throw-in away here to the Rhinos. Greenfield to take it. Gets it up. Billy heads it in the air. Spicer. And Gotti comes down with the loose ball. Di Lorenzo now. Middle of the field. Placentino returns the ball back to Di Lorenzo on the far side. Gore steps into him, then steps off, and Gotti has it now middle of the park. Roberto Brown to Brango. Top of the 18. Tries to thread the needle to Placentino. Versailles sticks the leg out. And Sanfilippo has it for the Rhinos. Bellamy out of St. Bonaventure University. Playing it forward for Versailles. Sanfilippo. Back to Bellamy. 88 minutes. Can Rochester at least get a point out of a very difficult Stade Saputo? There's Roberts. It's Montevideo. He's got some space to turn. Middle of the field. He's going to take what they give him. Chip one forward now for Spicer. And 88 minutes in, Spicer's not going to have the legs to keep up with that one. Another change here for Rhinos. It is Ferdinand coming on for Spicer. And Spicer has probably been exhausted about 10 minutes ago, but Ferdinand finally, the 23-year-old, another Haitian player, making his second league appearance for the Rhinos. He was the indoor soccer rookie of the year with Baltimore. Another player with explosive pace. He took a knock on his knee, so he's wearing a knee brace on his left leg. And Spicer is off. Next, Ferdinand is on for Rochester. Immediately goes to apply pressure to Di Lorenzo. Forces him into a giveaway here. Versailles does get through Giroux, and they're going to say Giroux did not touch it. It'll be a throw-in for Montreal, far side. 89th minute. Giroux to take it. Rochester got the goal in the fourth. Franks rocked one off the post. But other than that, it's been a lot of Montreal, as it should be the home team. Putting all the pressure on the Rhinos. Good step by Roberts in front of Sabrango. Sabrango takes down the Rhinos defender, and it'll be a free kick in the 89th minute for Rochester. Good anticipation there by the central defender. Stepping in front of Montreal's goal scorer, Eddie Sabrango. And Montegalvan and Greenfield over this one for the Rhinos. Greenfield's going to set it up and also kill some clock at the same time. On the ground to Ferdinand, near side. One-on-one. Leaves the ball behind, and Billy comes away with it. One too many moves for the young Rhinos midfielder. Roberto Brown. To Donatelli. His driven ball off the mark for Sabrango. And Roberts has it for Rochester. Here's Kenel Versailles. Braz intercepting this one, middle of the field for Donatelli. 90th minute. No indication yet of stoppage time as we're tied at 1. Di Lorenzo's going to knock it all the way back to the goalkeeper, Serge Jukanovic. Plays one deep. And they wanted to foul on Roberts, but not going to be called. As Versailles is going to play a ball down the far sideline looking for TJ Gore. Stephen Giroux is mugged by the Rhinos midfielder and easily picks up the call. Stephen Giroux has been extremely impressive this afternoon. As he'll pick up a free kick. 3 minutes of stoppage time called for by John Oliva. 3 minutes of stoppage time as 90 minutes have been played. Jukanovic gets the foul. Free kick off the head of Sanfilippo. Versailles, middle of the field, back outside of Sanfilippo. Got some space. Montreal a little slow to come back in the midfield. Got the back four in place. High cross off the head of Philippe Billy, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Rhinos on the near sideline. Greenfield to take it. No urgency here from the Rhinos, as 1-0 would have been a great result to come out of Stade Saputo, but 1-1 still very respectable. Ferdinand, again, trying to get away from Gotti, he does, but Gotti able just to recover and stick the leg back in. He wins possession back from Montreal. And this one is knocked forward on the near side towards midfield. Troy Roberts to Montegalvan, Versailles. Nice touch here to Greenfield. Anything left for Rochester. Cross into the box. Laid off here. Gore has it. Top of the 18, left-footed shot blocked by Braz. And Ferdinand's touch for Greenfield's off the mark. Sabrango gets the long ball at midfield. Pitchkolan takes him down. And the referee immediately makes the call. Pitchkolan going to have a talking to. He's going to go in the book as well. Second card of the game. Pitchkolan picks up the second yellow card for the Rhinos. Stoppage time. 1-1. Philippe Billy with the free kick here for Montreal. Gore fronting the ball. Montreal with some numbers into the box. Stoppage time tied at 1. Free kick. Billy delivers it inside the 18. Velo at the 12. Two-headed punch. Gets it out towards midfield. Di Lorenzo picks it up for Montreal. Gets it to the near flank. Philippe Billy with it. Nice backheel pass for Braz. Service backside of the 6, and it's headed up and over the bar. As Montreal looking for one last opportunity. Abubu gets the header, and in behind the Rhinos defense, sends it up over the bar. Good backheel from Billy to Braz. And Abubu inside the 6, just unable to keep that one down on the mark. Goal kick for Scott Ballo and the Rhinos. Gets this one up to midfield. Gore flicks it on forward for Hamilton. DeRue again challenges well. Heads it up to the far sideline, but Gore has it for Rochester. Versailles fighting off 2 Montreal players, now 3, and DeRue steps in and wins the ball again like he's done all afternoon. He has been extremely effective. And that'll do it. John Oliva blows the final whistle. Your final score today from Stade Saputo. Rochester, Montreal even at 1. Stick around, the post-game recap coming up next on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd. And every month, there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here.
Must be 18 to play slots.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Harrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's hidden jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor tracks, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Harrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Harrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
The Rochester Rhinos are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at rhinosoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi, always the best for less. saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Welcome back to Sports Radio 950 ESPN's coverage of the Rochester Rhinos. And Joe Giuliano, it's time for our post-game wrap-up. If you're just tuning in, Rochester, Montreal ending at 1 apiece. As first half goal by the Rhinos, second half goal by Montreal. Each team picking up a point this afternoon. So we look at the standings now in the USL Conference for the Rhinos. They are now 5-3-4. They've played 12 games. They've got 19 points now. 14 goals for and 11 against, depending on what Tampa Bay does. Rochester right now would be in sole possession of second place. In the NASL Conference, today's home team, the Montreal Impact, their 11th game play, they are 4-3-4. They've got 9 goals for, 10 against, with 16 points. That gives them a little bit of breathing room up and over the Carolina Railhawks. Montreal 16 points, Carolina with 14. So time for our post-game awards, and let's start off with our Zweigel's Red Hot Player of the Game in this afternoon matchup between Rochester and Montreal. A lot of good choices. Got to give some props out to Leonardo Di Lorenzo. Had a very solid game for Montreal, along with Philippe Billy, and I thought Steven Deroux was also excellent for Montreal this afternoon. But I like the big man, Pitchkolan, for Rochester as our player of the game. Pitchkolan having a goal, his second goal in the 4th minute, and also great defensive play where he blocked the shot inside the box, just sacrificing his body, doing a great job to help out the Rhinos defense. So Pitchkolan gets our Rhinos Red Hot Player of the Game. Now time for the Faber Homes Play of the Game, and I think Rochester early on silencing and maybe shocking this crowd as well. 11,920 in attendance this afternoon at Stade Saputo. Your Faber Homes Play of the Game, 4th minute goal by Pitchkolan from Greenfield on the free kick. Those are some options in the box. Pitchkolan and Hoxie, some big targets. There's the service. Pitchkolan gets the head on it, finds the back of the net. The Rhinos have scored early here at Stade Saputo in the 4th minute. We talked about the big options up front, and Aaron Pitchkolan gives Rochester a 1-0 lead, his second goal of the season. Beautiful service from Jonathan Greenfield. That is your Faber Homes Play of the Game. 4th minute, Pitchkolan from Greenfield. Rochester, in all honesty, though, really dealt with a lot of pressure coming the rest of the way from Montreal, and they did a good job. Tough place to pick up a point. The Rochester Rhinos, Montreal ending up at 1-1. Well, the Rhinos are going to shift gears just a little bit as we head into the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. The Rhinos returning to Marina Auto Stadium on Tuesday, 7 p.m. This Tuesday, June the 22nd, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds come to town for the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. 7 p.m. kickoff. If you're a season ticket holder, use Wildcard B. If you don't have tickets, call the Rhinos box office or visit Ticketmaster.com. Call the Rhinos at 454-KICK for more information. Well, we hope you've enjoyed today's Father's Day broadcast from Stade Saputo in Montreal. Your final score this afternoon, Rochester and Montreal, even at 1. We'll talk to you on Tuesday evening, 6:30 pregame show, 7 p.m. kickoff right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. For our producer, Mike Moran, back in our downtown Rochester studios, I'm Joe Giuliano saying Happy Father's Day and good afternoon from Stade Saputo.
Hey Rhino fans, did you know that Food Link, the regional food bank, does more than rescue and redistribute food? Hunger is just a symptom of a greater problem. So Food Link's programs promote nutrition and economic development in order to impact on the systemic causes of hunger. To volunteer, donate, or learn more about what you can do to help, please visit our website at foodlinkny.org or call 328-3380. Working together, we have the power to end hunger, build self-sufficiency, and foster nutritional wellness right here here in our community.
Noted Irish physicist John Tyndall discovered the Tyndall effect, explaining to the world why the sky was blue. Luckily, you don't need complicated mathematical formulas and physics to know McCardle's restaurant in Fairport is an outstanding place to curb your hunger effect. With a wide selection of foods and generous portions, McCardle satisfies all cravings. With gorgeous high-backed and handcrafted wood booths, McCardle's can be intimate for a date night or friendly for the whole family. McCardle's Restaurant, 1355 Fairport Road, just a wee bit outside the village.
Why is Patrick Buick the new class of world class? Because this state-of-the-art facility is built from the ground up with you in mind. Patrick Buick guarantees the very best sales experience with no pressure and simplified pricing. Patrick Buicks are stunning. And now Patrick introduces the fresh new 2011 Buick Regal. At Patrick, we want you to love your new car. That's why we want you to be our next Buick customer. Patrick.
Thanks for listening to Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Sports Radio 950 ESPN, your home for Mike and Mike in the morning. Chopin the Bulldogs, weekday afternoons. Major League Baseball, including the playoffs and the World Series. St. John Fisher football, and your home for Buffalo Sabres play-by-play. Regular programming is next on Rochester Sports Leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.